What's good, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Hurls and Smalls show. Coming to you guys with actually a decent amount of football to talk about for once, because it feels like the past 10 episodes there's been no actual football to talk about. But today there was a lot of moves going on in the NFL. Free agency started today, so we do have a lot to talk about in terms of that. We got our draft that we've been doing every week. We're gonna have a specific round of the draft. I'm gonna spin the wheel for that later. We got our prospect scoutings, and then of course every Monday or every Tuesday, I guess for you guys, we got to end it off with Smalls' favorite segment, the Worldwide Wrestling Waffle. But before we get to all that, Smalls, man, how you been? How you doing? How's life treating you?
Man, I'm pissed. It's 1:20 in the morning. Our schedule starts at 12, and you were slacking.
Does it?
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm doing pretty good. I had a dentist appointment this morning, and when I woke up, it was like, damn, it feels early as
How are you
hell.
actually going?
And I had no idea that the time had jumped until like 1 p.m. when my coworkers had told me. And I was like, damn, that makes so much more sense. But I was at the dentist, right?
So shitty.
I actually woke right up. I changed. Shout out to Alarmy. I changed to the tiles, and I think my brain was a little more cognitive.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know what it is. The tiles just get it done, even though it's a lot easier.
But the last time I went to the dentist, they did my top right, three of my top right teeth, and today when I was there, so I've had 7 cavities filled, and the lady at the front desk told me I had 9 more to get. I had 16 cavities, dog. That's insane. That's absolutely horrific. And she was like, yeah, it's going to be $400 today. Your insurance has ran out. And she was like, do you want to pay it? Do you want to schedule your next appointments? Or do you want to wait until January so your insurance will pick it up again? It's like, January's 8-9 months away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. The ones I have now are just going to be useful or useless. So I was like, well, how much is it going to be? For my last 3 appointments, it's gonna be $2,400 for the dentist. The dentist.
No, I would have been waiting until January. Fuck no.
I can't. 9 cavities. That's horrible. But I got my front teeth, 4 in the front teeth done today. And when he stood up and walked away after he had like taken out all the cavities or whatever they do, I was kind of watching the ladies, like she had the little camera going around in my mouth, and I was just kind of looking at the screen behind me. And the holes in the teeth were disgusting. I can't believe I let myself get like that. But it feels so much better now. And like it's weird having fillings, but it's nice. I feel better about it.
I've never had a cavity in my life, and when I was younger, I was like, I don't floss as often as I should today, but I was never flossing. As a kid, I wasn't even brushing my teeth as much as I was supposed to, but I somehow never got a cavity. I was always surprised. Like, I just don't even know what it's like to just have that hole in your tooth and then them have to fill it up. So I hope I never even have to deal with that, because it just sounds like it sucks. Like, did you have any like toothaches or anything like that? You never like felt them? Huh? You had no clue.
No, I see. I knew I had a cavity. One of the reasons I wanted to go was because this tooth right here had like a big ass hole in it, and I was like, that looks so bad. So every time, like, I have a water flosser, and every time I would use it, it would get the shit out of it, and it'll just be a big hole, and it's like, damn, that looks bad. So I've finally got those fixed, and it's gonna be a lot of money out of the pocket, but hopefully at the end of it, I'll be feeling better.
For sure.
But other than that, ain't really doing a damn thing. Just excited to film this pod, you know?
Yes,
How
sir.
you doing?
I am doing pretty great, but I will say I'm super tired, and it's not even just like a today thing, like I just didn't get sleep. I have not gotten anything past like 4 hours of sleep in the past, like this weekend, like I'd say from Friday to today. On Friday, I had to take my brother. He went on a cruise with his friend, so I had to take him to Miami, drive to Miami and back. And then the next day, I had to go pick up Khalees and Autumn from the airport that morning. Or no, Autumn came in at the night. Khalees came in that morning. Then after that, I had to. My mom had woke me up because she had needed me because she was going to church, and I had to help her and shit. And I went to bed at like maybe 6, and then I was up at 10, so I had like 4 hours. Then the day after that I had to pick up my brother back from Miami. No. The next day, me and Khalees and Autumn went ATVing. That was like an hour and a half away from my house, so I drove there. That's another time me going to Miami. Then yesterday, I had to go pick up my brother. He was back from the cruise in Miami, so I drove to Miami 3 different times this weekend. So I just feel like I'm so tired. I've been driving all over the place, and even when I'm not in Miami, like they're staying near me, not near me, but they're staying in a hotel, and it's like 25 minutes away from me. So whenever I have to go pick them up or do anything like that, I have to drive the 25 minutes, and then it could be something out of the way that's another 30 minutes in the other direction to what we're going to do. So it's just the worst. I've been driving so much this weekend. I just feel like
It
I'm
can be exhausting, man.
so tired, bro. It's like, bro, it's like I'm not doing anything but just driving for that amount of time. Just and there's been so much traffic. Like when I went to go pick up my brother, I was looking at the like I had it set on my in my car like on the screen, and it was like 12 miles 50 minutes. For me to go 12 miles, it was 50 minutes. The traffic was terrible, and man, like that drive, because it's right like the where they got on the cruise is literally right next door to the Heat Stadium. So we were seeing the Heat Stadium every time we went, and it's like the Heat Stadium is only like 55 to 60 minutes away from me, but that drive took 2 hours because of the traffic. It was god awful, man. So yeah, I'm just super tired. So hopefully tonight, actually no, tonight's not gonna be a night where I get sleep because like I said, I told you before we recorded, Autumn has her flight in the morning. So once we're done with this, I'm gonna do whatever, make the timestamps, and then hopefully go to bed pretty soon. Not go to the gym tonight, then take Autumn to the airport in the morning. So hopefully tomorrow night, Tuesday night, going into Wednesday morning is the night where I can finally get at least 6 to 7, 8 hours of sleep. Because especially in like the weight loss, like sleeping is like one of the most important things. So I have not gotten any sleep in the past like 4 to 5 days, and it's been terrible. Like I've been having to sneak in an hour nap. Like Khalees and Autumn will be texting me like, "Hey, when are you coming?" It's like, I'll be there in an hour. I'm just gonna get a quick nap, and I'll come at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna get a nap in. Like today we went to the beach, and I was like, bro, fuck, I have to get a nap in. I'm so fucking tired. When we went go-karting, I had to get a nap in before then. I've just been getting no sleep. But what I will say, I've been getting right up out of my sleep. Like we've been talking about with the Alarmy, I've been getting right out of the bed and just starting my day. So I guess that's a good thing, but I just gotta start getting some more hours. So hopefully the next coming days I actually, fix up my sleep schedule just a bit. But yeah,
Well, you're gonna be screwed tonight
I'm doing
because
great.
we already predicted this to be our new record for longest episode ever.
Definitely screwed tonight. So I'm just gonna deal with it. Got to be up early in the morning. Like I said, take her to the airport, and like I said, hopefully tomorrow night is a night where I can get some sleep. But I just know my friends are gonna ask me to hang out. They usually do on Tuesdays, and I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. So I'm gonna be at my friend's house till 4 in the morning. Man, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get some sleep. But yeah, I'm doing great.
Got no willpower.
No, I just feel like such a bad friend when somebody asks me to hang out, and it's like I'm not doing shit. If I'm doing something and I say and I can't, that's one thing. I'll just say I can't do it. But if I'm not doing anything and they ask me to hang out, I'll be like, all right, I'll go. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm doing great though, like I said.
And before we get into football and everything, if you see me lick my fucking teeth, leave me alone. It's a learning curve. I've already felt myself do it like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I shaved my face. Leave me alone. Itinerary for today. We're gonna do our transactions. We're gonna do the draft. Yeah. We're gonna do we might do the 4,000 yard quarterback thing. Mm-hmm. We might not. Harlan's already said all that shit, but.
Bro, like I was just thinking about this before we recorded, and I was like, dog, do we drop the draft this week? Do we drop the prospects this week? Because this I think could maybe be 2.5 to 3 hours long because there were so many transactions that happened today. So I really think this
really
can go.
Could drop the waffle.
Fuck no. Fuck no. That's the one. I'll drop the free agency talk before I drop the fucking waffle. Fuck no.
Bro, Kyron would be pissed.
Because that's the only thing he's watching for. All right.
I talked to him the other day, and he was like, yo, why you only drop an episode today? And it was a Saturday night. And I was like, we don't ever drop today. Yes. He goes, I could have sworn y'all always dropped on Saturdays. And I was like, that's nope, crazy. We've always dropped Fridays and Tuesdays.
Fake
but he was just so thirsty to hear us talk about.
I was gonna say, yeah. At least he's looking out for our episodes. At least he was looking for it, just on the wrong day, Kai. It's Tuesdays and Fridays, man. Now you know.
He ain't seeing this part though. He skipped straight to the end.
No, bro. It's like I'm not even gonna make the timestamps anymore. So we gonna put the waffle in the middle. So he gotta watch through the entire thing to find it.
And I think Plug watching this episode. I think my boy Khan watching this episode. Welcome back, fellas. I think y'all missed a couple episodes. Is what it is. But
What's
this might be one of our better ones in a while.
what's
So
up, Con? It's the first time hearing of you. Welcome and Plug. Hope you're doing well, man.
all right, football.
Football, let's get it.
So the way that we're gonna do this is I got every team listed. I got who they brought in and who they lost out on, and some we might just breeze by, others we might not. And I'm gonna do it the way you don't like. We're going by team names instead of city names,
Uh-huh.
which means there's only one team that starts with a number,
Uh-huh.
and we're starting with the San Francisco 49ers, man.
That god awful. No alphabetical order has ever started with the 49ers. But all right, let's go ahead.
Y'all have made one pickup. One. Y'all brought in Luke Farrell on a 3-year, $20.25 million contract, 11 guaranteed. And he's your only signing. Never scored a touchdown in his career.
There's been some crazy contracts given out to start free agency. Some crazy ones. But yeah, continue.
Y'all cut Malik Collins. Y'all lost Jalen Moore. Y'all lost Javon Kinlaw. Y'all lost Elijah
we lost
Mitchell.
him a year ago. He was a Jet last season.
My fault.
You're good.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hufanga.
Yeah. The one that's going to hurt me, man.
The big one, Josh Dobbs.
I hate this guy.
Charvarius Ward. Y'all cut Kyle Juszczyk today, which is the really sad one. I saw McCaffrey was all sad.
So was
Kittle
George,
was all sad.
Yeah, because they are like this: McCaffrey, Juice, and Kittle, especially Juice and Kittle's wives. They're like besties. So yeah, I know that hurts him.
And then they lost Drake Kinlaw Drake Greenlaw. We'll get into all that.
That's the one that hurt, man. Drake Greenlaw's the one that hurt, man. I'm fucking, me being trying to be an optimistic fan, I'm like, maybe we can be somewhat of what the Bills were this last season. They lost a lot of key talent. But they were so good. But then I thought to myself, they have number 17 who just became a $330 million quarterback, and we have Brock Purdy, who I don't know what he is yet. So I was like, there's no way I can be as optimistic as I want to be. It's just like we may be seeing some hard regression. I think we'll be better than last season on our 6 wins. But as far as us, winning the conference, winning 13, 14 games, I think not those days are behind us. But I think if they're ahead of us, it's another 2 to 3 years until we see that again. I don't think it's this season where we see the Niners, back at the top of the NFC. Maybe we can win the division, but if I had to pick today, I'm probably picking the Rams. But so it's gonna be tough. I think this is a season where I think it really is gonna rely on if Brock Purdy can make a jump or not. I think it's really up to him to dictate how good of a team we are regular season wise, because just as the roster is today, like you said, we had our one signing, a backup tight end. I saw his stats. It was like 12 catches for 57 yards or something like that last year. So,
you know where he went to college?
No.
Former Buckeye.
But man, it was tough to see all those guys gone. And I figured a lot of people were gonna be gone, but just seeing the names get rattled off hurt, bro.
I didn't expect y'all to lose Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. We knew you were losing Charvarius Ward,
for sure. That one didn't, that he's a good player, so it obviously sucked. But that one didn't, shock me at all. Elijah Mitchell didn't shock me at all going to the Chiefs. Jalen Moore got a pretty decently. Some old lineman got paid this offseason. He got paid. He did pretty decent for us when Trent Williams was out, but yeah, man, Dre Greenlaw is the one that hurt the most because he is so damn good. But it always felt like he was in Fred Warner's shadow. So I'm happy to see him go to a team and he can go be, their guy over there because, playing next to Fred Warner, you're always just going to be the number 2. So he can go be a number 1. And man, it's going to be a tough season for us. It's going to be tough. But, I'm riding with the squad. We're riding with the squad, man. Fuck.
And everything I say, completely written up by me. So if I miss some or I got some wrong, to me. Next up, we got one of my winners of today, the Chicago Bears.
For sure.
They bring in Drew Dalman on a 3-year, $42 million deal, 28 guaranteed from Atlanta. They shore up the rest of their offensive line.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
I think that in the matter of 1 week, they did phenomenal things in a weaker offensive line class.
Mm-hmm.
They also go out there and get, bear with me on his name, Edge Deo Odiengabo.
I'm not gonna do any better, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
They gave him 3 years, 48 million, 32 guaranteed from the Colts, and then they bring in Grady Jarrett, who was cut today on a 3-year, $43.5 million deal
He
from
must have
Atlanta,
fucking
and
been in Chicago already, got cut, and then signed with the
had to
Bears.
have
Like,
been, dog.
bro.
I think that's beautiful though too, because he's an older guy, but like he's still damn good.
For sure, yeah. Like
And
you
I
said,
don't
the
believe
Bears
that.
are a big winner so far in this offseason. For you to already have that O line revamped, and like you said, in a weaker offensive line class, you went and traded for a couple of them, and then you go sign the best available one. So shout out to the Bears and what they're doing over there. Ben Johnson's getting the squad together for Caleb Williams,
Wish
and
they would have done this for Justin.
hopefully the Bears can go out there and actually be competitive this year.
And I don't believe the Bears lost anyone today. So
Shout out to
shout
the
out to them.
Bears.
Next up, we got a bogus ass franchise in the Cincinnati Bengals, and they re-sign Mike Gesicki, 3 years, $25 million. They re-sign B.J. Hill, 3 years, $33 million. They bring in Samaje Perine, who had previously agreed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but instead he goes back to Cincy. 2 years, $3.5 million. They got defensive tackle DJ Slayton from the Packers for 2 years, 15, and then Oren Burks from the Eagles, who was stepped in when N'Kobe Dean got hurt. And they lost Akeem Davis Skyther to the Cardinals. So they just did a bunch of like small things. So I guess shouts out to them.
Yeah,
They got to put someone on the defensive side of the ball. They can't just say we'll play offense all game.
But it's not even about who they've added or who they've lost. It's really just the Trey Hendrickson thing right now. I wish they would just, and it's the fact that you pay T. Higgins, but you're willing to shop and you're looking to trade Trey Hendrickson. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Why are we giving Gesicki $25 million?
If you're gonna pick anyone, I think it's you pick Trey Hendrickson and you do away with T. Higgins, and if you have to cut ties with Mike Gesicki, you do that. I think you'd rather have Trey Hendrickson because Joe Burrow can make it work with an offense that has Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, Yoshi Voss. They get Eric All. They can make it work with that offense. I'm sure you can go out there and add another piece or two. But if you're going, me when I used to say, yeah, bring back T. Higgins, that's me thinking, we're gonna run it back with this team and we're gonna build our defense up through the draft. But I'm just not sure what their vision is here. It just seems like they're just fine with where they're at, and it's like, you know what, maybe next season we get a lucky break and we can sneak into the playoffs the exact same way we tried to this past season. I'm not sure. They just want to go all offense heavy. They just have to do something on the defense side of the ball. So I'm expecting this draft to be defensive heavy for them, because it just looks like they're gonna have glaring holes on that defense yet again. But as opposed to their offense that looks like a bunch of superstars, but we saw how far that got them this past season. They were at home watching the playoffs like the rest of us. So I would have loved to see them go out there and do a lot more on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe go for bigger names. And if you're not going to bring back Trey Henderson, like I said, don't bring back T. Higgins and just invest that all into your defense. But hey, it is what it is with the Bengals. And yeah, Joe Burrow, good luck, man.
Definitely good luck. We got the Buffalo Bills. They gave a bag to their guys. They gave a bag to Khalil Shakir. They gave a bag to Terrell Bernard. Greg Russo and Josh Allen got 6 years, $330 million with $250 guaranteed. And I saw someone say that this is only 20 more than what Deshaun Watson was guaranteed, and that's just a crazy thing to think about. But they also bring in Josh Palmer from the Chargers, and I like that pickup. I think he's underrated. And they also bring in Michael Hecht from the Rams. Hocht. I don't know.
It's like Hoecht, something like that, right? Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think the Bills gave out some good contracts. That Josh Allen contract, yeah, it looks like a lot of money, but everybody's talking about the salary cap's going to boom with this next TV deal that they have in a couple of years. So in a couple of years, that contract won't look as crazy. It's not even crazy in the moment because it's Josh Allen, but it'll look nowhere near as much as it does now in a couple of years when the salary cap increases. So I think the Bills have done a great job this offseason.
I hate to say it, but I think Curtis Samuel is one of the worst contracts on their books because I love Curtis Samuel, but he doesn't even really need to play over there. They release Von Miller. They're open to bringing him back on a smaller contract, and then they lose Matt Collins. Matt Collins is a damn character, dude. How he gonna be walking barefoot in New England?
Barefoot,
all over the ground,
long hair, eats with his hands. Shout outs to him, man. Shout outs to him.
Do, do you not eat with your hands?
No,
You be
like he
using your
does. He
feet?
doesn't use utensils. I was like, bro, is this guy serious?
We got the Broncos up next.
I love you. Uh huh.
They re-signed your boy, Jarrett Stidham.
Bro, I love Jarrett Stidham, man. I love Jarrett Stidham. I really do, man.
And then the Broncos are 100% winner, bringing in Talanoa Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. Both the good deals. Hufanga got 3 years, $45 million, and Dre Greenlaw got 3 years, $35 million. And I think they're both phenomenal dudes. Justin Simmons is gonna be somewhere else, but Hufanga and Jesse Bates back there together, dang. I love safety so much, and they're both absolutely phenomenal. They lose out on Cody Barton because they brought in Dre Greenlaw, and then Zach Wilson and Javonte Williams both went to new homes. So Zach Wilson, unfortunately, isn't going to revive his career here, even though he's probably better than Bo Nix.
Man, Dre Greenlaw, bro, I hope you have a fucking all-pro season, bro. I really do love you, man. But yeah, shout outs to the Broncos, man. A bunch of former Niners over there. They got like 5 of them. So shout outs to you guys. And the Broncos were a team that I was rooting for last season. They'll definitely be a team I'm rooting for this season. I'm excited to see, especially for a defense that was already very good last year. You add
good.
You add Dre Greenlaw. I'm excited to see what the Broncos got. If Bo Nix can play as well as he did in his rookie season, if not improve on that, this Broncos team can be, not contenders or anything, but I think they can be pretty scary.
I will continue to dislike their quarterback, but this defense is going to have me probably rooting for them because it's going to be so good. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns.
Man.
They give Myles Garrett 4 years, $40 million per year, $123 guaranteed,
Myles Garrett
with a no trade clause. This is after he demanded a trade because he didn't think they were going in the right direction. He requests a meeting with their owner. Their owner tells him no, and then the next day he's signing this. And Myles Garrett, obviously you're not going to win, but I can't blame you. That's generational money, dog.
Money talks, bro. Money talks. He said, under no circumstances do I want to be back with the Browns. I'm gone. I want to go win. I want to go play for a contender.
40 M's.
They gave him that money.
That's
and
a good circumstance.
I'm signing that contract, bro. I mean, hey, if you're the Browns, I mean, I guess you keep your homegrown talent and Myles Garrett. But I would have, honestly, I wouldn't have been mad at them for trading him because you're going to get a great haul back. He's probably, if he's one, not, holy shit. He's one of,
he's the best player in the
league. The best defensive player or best player in the league for sure. So I wouldn't have been mad at you trading him because the haul you can get back would be insane. But I'm also not mad at them paying him because all 31 other teams would have gave him the same contract. So Myles Garrett, it's just funny that you said, I'm gone, I want to go win, and they gave you that bread and you were right there signing it. So shout outs to you, enjoy the money, and yeah, good signing, I guess, by the Browns. Good to be signing your guy.
And then they trade Dorian Thompson-Robinson and a 5th-round pick for former 1st-round pick Kenny Pickett.
Mr. Pickett. I mean,
I'm sorry, Kenny Pickett sucks.
He does. He does.
He's dead ass gonna go in there and compete for the starting job.
Yeah, back in the AFC North. Yeah, he is. He's not good. He's not good. So I mean,
I'm gonna have to hear for months. This is our year. We gonna be in the playoffs. Browns, y'all suck.
I hope the Browns aren't saying that bullshit this season. I hope.
Bro, when they went 0-16, it was this is our. They're the same as the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
It's always this is our year.
I hope I don't hear none of that shit from the Browns because they will be blocked.
You probably won't. But it's miserable in Ohio. It's miserable.
Oh yeah, right. You're hearing that in person as well. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
But thank God, my pops, he finally gave up on that shit. He short story about my pops. He went to Alabama this weekend with one of his best friends, and I don't know if I've mentioned Bob on here or not, but he is a big time girls basketball fan. And Ohio State played UCLA, and they were watching it together. And Bob texted me and was like, "I hate watching girls basketball with your dad. He's so negative."
And you've been saying, yeah, your dad is negative. So
I said, Bob, that doesn't surprise me at all, man. He's negative with all sports. He said he just keeps saying, I can't believe how bad they're getting beat. But if you would have watched any of the games this season, you'd understand why. Mm-hmm. It's just funny as hell. Sorry. The Browns lose. They're cutting Dalvin Tomlinson at the post June 1st deadline.
Mhm.
That shit's stupid. Wait till June 1st. And they lost out on James Hudson to the Giants.
Mhm.
Tampa made the first 2 moves of free agency. Shouts out to him. They re-signed Levante David on Sunday, and then they re-signed Chris Godwin today for 3 years, $66 million, which is a lot of damn money.
Mhm.
But apparently he chose them instead of going back to the Patriots on a pay cut. So
I'm glad he stayed.
yeah, I am too. He shouldn't have gone anywhere else. And then they bring in Hassan Reddick for 1 year, $14 million. And I don't really know if I agree with that much money, but it is what
I
it
don't
is.
mind that. A 1 year deal, I don't mind that. But Levante David, I think that contract was well deserved. He's one of those linebackers that his age just doesn't seem to matter. He
Absolutely.
keeps on balling no matter how old he gets. And Chris Godwin, yeah, he got hurt, but I think the type of player he is, I don't think that will affect him too much in the long run. I don't think he was beating anybody over the top. Really didn't. His game wasn't predicated on his speed, so I think he'll be just fine. And like I said, I'm glad to see him stay because I heard people talking about him going to the Patriots and also the Jags to go reunite with Liam Cohen. So I'm glad he stayed with Tampa and they keep that
Dude.
him,
Oh.
Mike Evans, and Baker together. So I'm excited to see what the Bucks can do. They're always going to be the fun, competitive team, and I'm glad they kept their guys together.
They haven't done enough for me, though. I want them to be better than what they
Yeah,
are.
I don't think
They lose
like I
Robert
said,
Hainsey to Jacksonville.
I've been saying I don't think they're ever going to get to that top echelon, but I'm always just going to enjoy watching the Bucks.
The Arizona Cardinals, they re-signed Baron Browning to a 2-year, $15 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out former Buckeye. They bring in Josh Sweat to a 4-year, $76 million deal, which is a lot of damn money, but everyone kind of expected that one. He might as well put a Cardinals jersey on last year. And then they bring in Akeem Davis-Geiter for 2 years, $11 million from Cincy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know much to say about the Cardinals pickups. I expected them to just go out and just spend some money, which is what they did. Just try to just get some extra talent on the roster, I guess, because you just had a bunch of holes. So I'm just kind of whatever on the Cardinals offseason so far. I'm just
there's no way that they go into the next season with Greg Dortch as receiver 2, right?
I hope they go out and get another guy, but like I said, I don't know how long ago it was. This is a season that I'm kind of really looking at Kyler Murray. This is a season that I'm kind of lasered in on Kyler Murray for this season. I not so much about the Cardinals as a whole, but just Kyler Murray. So whatever they do in the offseason really doesn't intrigue me too much because like I said, I'm just kind of focused on Kyler Murray and just to see what the type of quarterback he can be. But they also need to
gotta have weapons, man.
For sure, put some weapons around him.
No offense to Greg Dortch, but dude's 5'6". Next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
They give their star, Khalil Mack, a 1-year, $18 million contract, all of it guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Deserved. He's a fucking dog, which makes me a little bit sad because they cut Joey Bosa, but it is what it is. They bring in Dante Jackson, 2 years, $13 million. I think that's a steal. I think Dante Jackson's a very good player.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Bozeman resigns their center. They get T.R. Tart to resign, and then one of my favorite moves. One of my favorite moves. You hate the motherfucker, but Najee Harris.
Don't say I hate the
1
guy.
year, $9.5 million. He's gonna be their. He'll probably come and be their starter while they also draft a guy. That'll be my prediction.
For sure, I think so. I just don't think Najee Harris can be your long term answer. But as a bridge guy, I don't think it's the worst option, and especially with the team that is going to be focused on making sure that their run is an integral part of their offense, especially with that offensive line. So I expect Najee Harris to have himself a pretty good season, especially with a quarterback like Justin Herbert in the backfield with them. So good luck.
And he's until the draft at least he's pretty much their only guy. I know they still have Hassan Haskins over there, but they cut Gus Edwards. JK is a free agent, so Najee, I'm a big fan. I don't know why they let you go in Pittsburgh. I would have kept you, but it is what it is.
Good job, Pittsburgh.
Out of the Chargers, they're a little bit around the edges to make themselves better. I think.
Go get Herbie some more weapons.
A receiver. Yeah. Get a damn receiver. No, get a tight end, Chargers. Get a real tight end so it's not Will Disley.
Evan Ingram looks like he's gonna be a Bronco, but I wouldn't hate to see him with the Chargers either.
I don't want him to be a Bronco.
I don't mind that at all. Oh, because you just don't like the Broncos. I love the fit.
I don't like the Broncos.
Moving on.
We got the Kansas City Chiefs. They re-signed Hollywood Brown to 1 year, $11, which I thought they were going to lose his ass. They re-signed Nick Bolton, 3 years, 45. They
So
franchise
underrated.
tag Trey Smith. He's in every fucking tackle. Every tackle. Franchise tag Trey Smith, 1 year, 23.4 million, which is nutty.
Yeah, I think they said
They
makes him
bring in
the highest paid guard. So shouts to him.
they bring in former Niner Jalen Moore,
Couple of them, yeah.
2 years, 30 million, and they bring in 49er Elijah Mitchell to 1 year, 2.5 million. And I think Elijah Mitchell's
Elijah
still so
Mitchell can
good.
be so good over there, man. He can go over there and have himself a season, especially if Isaiah Pacheco doesn't come back to his usual form. Elijah Mitchell can be their number one guy throughout the season. His biggest problem was always just him being healthy. He just could
Health,
never
yeah.
stay healthy. In his rookie season, he got hurt for us and played 11 games, but still had 900 and I think like 65 yards, something like that, 960
He was
yards.
so
He
good.
was so good for us in that run to the NFC Championship game. He just could never stay healthy. So we went out and got CMC. Had guys like Jordan Mason pass him up in the depth chart. So if he can just stay healthy with the Kansas City Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco never comes back to form, even if Pacheco does come back to form, they can be a great 1-2 punch together. I really love the pickup of Elijah Mitchell for them. As far as Jalen Moore goes, like I said, he was kind of always just like a swing guy for us. Could play tackle, could play guard. He was a little weird. Like I said, he kind of made a name for himself because Trent Williams was out a lot of the season. So we were kind of having him be our project for when Trent is gone, but he left anyway. So good luck over there, Jalen Moore. It seems like everybody on the roster is just leaving, man.
And the Chiefs lose out on Tershawn Wharton, their defensive tackle.
And I texted my
Next up,
brother. I was like, "Bro, is this what it's like? Is this what happens when you have to pay your quarterback? Like, is this what goes on? Because it's like, yeah, we paid Jimmy, but we were still able to have a great roster. And then before that, we didn't have to, give Colin Kaepernick a huge bag. Then it was Alex Smith, Jeff Garcia. So it's never like we've had to pay the man,
Lamar
bro.
has the bag.
It's not fun, man. It's not fun. It's not fun.
The Ravens keep their guys.
Move on, man. Move on, man.
Next up, we got maybe the saddest move in all of football, in my heart. The Indianapolis Colts. They bring in Cam Bynum on a 4-year, $60 million
I thought
contract.
about you when I saw that, yeah.
Shout out Cam Bynum, dog. Get your bag, but damn, I wanted him back so bad. He was one. Him and Ivan Pace were probably my two favorite players on the whole defense, other than Harrison Smith,
I know
obviously,
you love Ivan
because he's
Pace,
a legend. And then another one for you. Charvarius Ward comes in on a 3-year, $60 million.
Every team we're talking about is like, oh, a Niner went there, a Niner went there, and it's like, bro. But shout out to the Colts, man. I think this is a very, very good,
beautiful pickups.
Start to the offseason for them. Shout out to them. They're getting that defense right. So, Charvarius Ward at his best, not this past season, but the season prior, was a top 10 corner, was All Pro, was Pro Bowl. So I think he can be great if he can get his mind back right. I know it's going to be tough, losing his daughter. If he can get back into, enjoying football and having that happiness again. He's out of California, so hopefully that PTSD doesn't get to him too much anymore. And then you add Cam Bynum, so this secondary should be much improved. And you have
much
also
better.
Another former Niner in that secondary who had a great season for them. Fuck, I'm gonna forget his name. Oh my gosh. Continue. I have to go find his name because he had such a great season for them.
You talking Jalen Jones?
No.
They also re-signed Ashton Doolin to a 2-year, $8.5 million. Cool.
Samuel Womack had a really good season for them at corner, so I think their secondary will be very, very good this next season.
They lose Ryan Kelly to Minnesota, and they lose their edge rusher Deo to the Bears. But phenomenal job, Colts. You bring in two of the best secondaries on the board. So now, if we get to the season and you fucking around with Anthony Richardson.
This is my last year putting stock into the Colts, man. This is it. And the Chargers too, low key. This is my last time. I can't even say that with the Chargers. I just love Justin Herbert too much. But the Chargers and the Colts, they're on thin ice. They're on thin ice.
No, they're not. You're gonna keep rooting for Justin no matter what.
Okay, the Colts are on thin ice. Chargers will always be my second team.
Shout out Kevin. Next, we got the Commanders, a winner of today. They re-signed Zach Ertz. They bring in Javon. Is that you disagree?
Speak. Say this next one.
You don't like the Javon Kinlaw contract?
It's terrible. It is terrible. Like that, bro. I promise you, I saw that notification and looked at my phone 7 different times. I was like, what the fuck? Javon Kinlaw just got, what was it, 3 years, 45? I think that is an awful contract. It is god awful. God awful. Javon Kinlaw, he has just not been good and what he was projected to be as in this far into his career. He started with us with the Niners, then went to the Jets and went with Robert Saleh and wasn't great over there. And now he's with the Commanders. Now I just, you know, if you want to bring him in, you know, see if you can change him around, get the squeeze all the potential out of him, sure, but do that on a 1 year, $4 million deal. 3 years, 45. Like I was dumbfounded when I saw it, like legitimately shocked. I think this is an awful contract because there's no way that's what his market was. There's no way. This has to be the Commander saying, we got the fucking money to spend. Let's just go fucking spend it, because there's no way in any world that's what the market for Javon Kinlaw was. 3 years, 45. And I get people were saying it's a weaker free agency class, but in no world does this being a weaker free agency class mean Javon Kinlaw should get 3 years, $45 million. That is an awful contract.
You taking him or Larry Ogunjobi right now?
Ogunjobi.
I think so
Look,
too.
Javon Kinlaw is not good, and I'm sorry to say that. He's a Niner. I wanted him to be good, and his story, what he's been through, coming out the mud and you know making it to the NFL, I rooted for him so hard. But there's no way anything that he's put on tape shows that he's worth 3 years, $45 million. It doesn't make any sense to me. I was literally like shocked when I saw this contract. It's ridiculous.
Why do you cut Jonathan Allen to bring in him?
I don't and the Commanders have done a good job up until this point. They've made good trades. They've other than you know signing Javon Kinlaw, re-signing their guys back, Zach Ertz, Bobby Wagner. They've had a good offseason, but this signing just made no sense to me. If you want to bring him in, and like I said, you got Adam Peters who used to be with the Niners. He's your GM now. Maybe there's a connection there, but 3 years, 45. There's just no way there were a bunch of other teams lining up to give him the same contract. There's just no way. Who are you bidding against it to give him 3 years, 45? I hate that contract for them.
The only reason I don't hate it is because they've showed me enough right now to trust them. Maybe they think he fits their scheme well enough. Maybe they think they can milk some out of him. I don't know, but
good luck. I hope he does. I hope he does, because like I said, he has a great story and I'm rooting for him, but that just made no sense to me, like whatsoever.
The reason I said they're a winner, though, is because they absolutely fleeced the Houston Texans. They bring in Laramie Tunsil for a 2nd-round pick next year and a 3rd-round pick this year, and they swapped fourths. That's all. That's it. For Laramie Tunsil, one of the best tackles in football.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's fallen off just a little bit, but he's your only bright spot in Houston. Are we serious? And are me and you going out there to block for CJ Stroud?
Bro, what are we doing? And it's like, it's just so comical, because even if you want to rebuild that offensive line back up, for one of your bigger moves, your biggest moves you make as the Houston Texans, when everybody knew your glaring hole was the offensive line, you trade away your best. It's just comical. It's like, what the hell are we doing? But shout out to the Commanders. Like I said, other than that Javon Kinlaw contract, I think they're having a great offseason.
Kind of. Jonathan Allen doesn't make any sense to me. And losing Jeremy Chin for $8 million a year, I don't like that either. I think Jeremy Chin was phenomenal for them. And they also let Diami Brown go because he got a bag. For no reason.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people got bags.
Then we get to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And man, did they splash out. They went crazy. Cowboys fans, y'all got Javonte Williams. 1 year, $3 million. Clap it up. Cowboys fans, this is your year for real. I can't believe you pulled off this deal. and yeah, it might be the only thing you've done so far, but man, he's coming off of 2 major injuries, and he didn't play much this year because he wasn't good, and he's your only deal? Holy shit, y'all did amazing.
All in, baby.
They lose they lose Jordan Lewis and Chauncey Golston. Shout out to the Cowboys. Not shout out. Jerry Jones, bro, hit that fucking retirement home.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins, they bring in Zach Wilson, 1 year, $6 million. They bring in James Daniels, offensive lineman, 3 years, $24 million from Pittsburgh. Cool deal there. He's kind of a little Swiss Army knife, like you said Jalen Moore was for y'all. And they lose Braxton Berrios. The Dolphins didn't really do anything except sure up their backup quarterback, which everybody said they needed to do
I'm
last
glad they
year.
did that. Yeah.
Is Zach Wilson better than Snoop Huntley?
Yes. And
I disagree.
even if he's not, you're willing to bank on, not banking on Tua gets hurt, but if Tua gets hurt, we have the potential that Zach Wilson can, keep us afloat until Tua gets back. So I definitely think Zach Wilson's a better option for them than Snoop Huntley.
You don't have Brock Purdy. You have to choose between
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson.
You don't even know who the other option is.
I thought you were gonna say Snoop Huntley. Okay. Continue.
Zach Wilson and Kenny Pickett.
Zach Wilson. Because I think Zach Wilson's talent is there. Like that, it's not that he's Sam Darnold, but like Sam Darnold always had the talent. Maybe if Zach Wilson finds the right spot, we can squeeze the talent out of him. Like make the most out of that talent, I guess. Because I remember like watching, I don't know if it was his pro day or the combine, where he was like rolling left and made that fucking bomb of a throw and had everybody just going crazy.
The one throw that saved his entire career.
And people going crazy. Like Zach Wilson has the talent, but he's just never been able to put it together. So I would definitely take him over Kenny Pickett and a quarterback who not that I think Zach Wilson is great, but Kenny Pickett, I just don't think there's anything there. Like Zach Wilson, I would take a flyer on, but Kenny Pickett, I just wouldn't.
Now, what if I say Daniel Jones? Not Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, Drew Lock.
I think I would take the flyer on Zach Wilson over Drew Lock as well. That one's a lot closer though. But I would take the flyer on Zach Wilson over Drew Lock.
And all three of those guys are worse than Sam Howell. We move on to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Go ahead.
We move on to Philadelphia Eagles, and they trade Kenny Pickett for Dorian Thompson-Robinson and the 5th-round pick that we already talked about. They lose Isaiah Rodgers. They lose Milton Williams. They already cut Darius Slay. They lose Josh Sweat, and they lose Oren Burks. They made one move, and they're still probably the best in the field.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. None of that matters. They'll be just fine. They're a great drafting team.
For Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, they're a great drafting team. They have young studs. They'll be just fine, and they'll be right back at the top of the NFC.
And then they'll lose to the Vikings because we're going all the way this year. I don't mean that at all.
Thank you.
The Atlanta Falcons, they re-signed Jake Matthews, probably the best tackle on the board at the time, to a 2-year, $45 million contract. They release Grady Jarrett, and they lose Drew Dalman to the Bears.
Drew Dalman, man, I really wanted him.
Falcons haven't really done anything. The Giants, they re-signed Tommy DeVito. They bring in Paulson Adebo for 3 years, $30 million, and I love this contract
for sure.
I think Paulson Adebo can be so good over there. I hope he can pull off like a resurgence, kind of like Xavier McKinney did. I don't think that the Saints are a good franchise. So I don't know. Neither are the Giants, I guess, but maybe they get a little bit of something.
Just don't cap this offseason off by getting Aaron Rodgers, please.
I think Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler, which pisses me off so bad.
I've been preaching it. Aaron Rodgers, do it, man. Do it.
They bring in Roy Robertson Harris. They re-signed Darius Slayton for 3 years, $36 million. That motherfucker just isn't ever leaving. He's a Giant. He stays
a Giant, bro. Stays a Giant, bro. He's gonna be a Giant the rest of his career, bro.
And he's one of the best Twitter followers. Shout out to Darius Slayton. They bring in James Hudson from the Browns, and they bring in Chauncey Golston from the Cowboys. And the Giants haven't lost anybody yet, so shout out to them. One of the most confusing teams so far. Your boy, Suge. Jacksonville Jaguars. They bring in Jordan Lewis from the Cowboys.
That's solid.
They bring in definitely solid. They bring in Nick Mullins to be their backup, so Mac Jones is probably moving on somewhere. They bring in Eric Murray from Houston. I like that for them a lot. And then they bring in Diami Brown for 1 year, $10 million. And yeah, you kind of just give him a flyer, but $10 million seems like a lot because he finished the season good, but he didn't really do a damn thing. And then Hunter Long, Patrick McCarry, Robert Hainsey. You did a bunch of nothing, really. You lose Luke Farrell and Andre Sisco.
And you didn't mention it because this happened a little bit ago, but the Evan Ingram thing is still just so weird to me. I don't get
So
that.
weird.
I don't get that. Why
No.
do you? I think he's a great option for Trevor Lawrence. I think he fits into this offense and what they're trying to do. Especially, you don't even get to see him with Liam yet in this new revamped offense. A healthy Trevor Lawrence, BTJ. I still don't understand that Evan Ingram signing because he's so talented, or not signing but releasing because he's so talented. The Christian Kirk,
I think
releasing then trading, I could understand, but Evan Ingram just never made sense to me. Just letting him go.
I think Liam Cohen was in on a lot of the decisions. So if he doesn't want him,
Okay.
I guess he gets what he wants. And if he's not, then it's a horrible decision. One of my winners, the New York Jets. They bring in or they re-signed Jamie Sherwood, 3 years, $45 million. He was phenomenal in rotation for CJ Mosley when Mosley got hurt. And then they bring in Justin Fields, 2 years, $40 million, 30 guaranteed. Justin wanted the Steelers to guarantee him he would be QB1. The Steelers didn't want to do that. He
Mm-hmm.
played with Garrett Wilson at Ohio State. Jets give the Saints a bag, bring in Olave, and I would throw a party. Uh, they bring in Brandon Stevens from Baltimore, and I saw Sauce Gardner tweet out, "Look at the stats. Who's ever across from me since college has always had a good season." So he's full of
Okay.
himself because he was fucking dog shit this year. I said Sauce. I meant to say Ahmed.
I'm
My
mad.
fault.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they bring in Andre Cisco to a 1 year, $10 million from Jacksonville, and I love that signing, dude. I think Andre Cisco is so underrated, and maybe they can squeeze something out of him.
That,
Something funny?
the Justin Fields signing, man, Dark, that just like broke his heart, and
Broke his heart.
it broke his heart. But this was such a great signing for the
Hey,
Jets, I think, bro.
my boy Conan, a Steelers fan too,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like a diehard Ohio State fan.
Oh, so that's
So
got to be
so
the worst. Yeah.
oh, he was so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, but like I was saying, I think this is such a and it's only 2 years, so if it doesn't work, it's not like you're tied up to him long term. But we saw Justin show flashes in Pittsburgh early on in the season when he was actually starting for them, led them to 3-0, ended up being 4-2 before he got benched. He looked like he was, he wasn't turnover prone anymore. He was playing safe with the ball. When he needed to push it down the field, he showed that he was able to do that at times. He used his legs wisely, wasn't just scrambling around for no reason. So if he can imitate what he did in Pittsburgh and add to that and evolve that in some way in New York, this Jets team, maybe they're not going to be world beaters and contenders like a lot of people thought last season, but they could definitely be a lot
I
more
think they can be
competitive than
fun.
they were, yeah, for sure, than they were last season. So I really love this, and if you can get all of that potential out of Justin Fields, this is a team that who knows where they could be in the next couple of years when you continue to add around him. So I think this is a great start to the offseason for the Jets, and headlined by Justin Fields, man. Shout outs to you, and I hope you ball over there.
Figure out your receiver too, though, because
For sure.
Vontae gone and Lazard probably gone. They lose Hassan Reddick, Morgan Moses, and DJ Reed. Speaking of DJ Reed,
DJ,
the Detroit
bro.
Lions. They bring in DJ
The
Reed,
rich
3
get
years, 48
fucking
million.
richer. Holy shit.
He's so good, dog.
Like,
And
dog.
they
Continue,
lost
sorry.
Carlton Davis, but I think DJ Reed is even an upgrade on Carlton
Better,
Davis.
for sure,
It's
for
crazy.
sure. Like, man, bro, when I saw the Lions, I was like, no fucking way they got him. Like,
Me
really?
too.
Like, damn, man. Great signing by the Lions. Not You didn't pay him anything crazy. DJ Reed is a hell of a player. At his best, he's a pro bowler, perennial all pro. So shout outs to him, man. I know Sauce is saying all that shit, and whoever plays next to me is great, but that got nothing to do with Sauce. DJ Reed is just a fucking baller, former Niner.
They re-signed Dan Skipper and they re-signed Derek Barnes. Shout out to them. I think Derek Barnes is damn good. He just was hurt this year.
Yeah, Lions will be right back in the mix for #1 seed in the NFC. Shout outs to them, man.
And they released Zadarius Smith. And I know you picked him in I think our 4th round draft. So
Pick looking worse and worse over
ah.
time, huh? And then he gonna retire tomorrow. Then the pick looks even worse.
We got the Green Bay Packers bringing in Aaron Banks,
Here we
offensive
go.
guard, 4
Yeah.
years, $77 million,
Yep.
former
Yep.
Niner.
Uh-huh.
They bring in Nate Hobbs, 4 years, $48 million from the Raiders. I think
Mhm.
that's a wonderful pickup for them. And they lose TJ Slayton. They haven't done much, but they've done stuff that they need. So
For
shout out to the
sure.
Packers.
Obviously a lot of people are gonna be saying, go get that #1 guy. Maybe they were in on DK, but didn't end up getting him. But I think what they've done so far is solid. And like I've said, offensive linemen are getting fucking paid because there's there's not a lot of
Weak
super high
class.
end ones exactly. So all these mediocre ones are getting paid. So shout out to Aaron Banks. I thought he was other than before we got Dominic Puni this past season, he's been our second best offensive lineman aside from obviously Trent Williams throughout his tenure. So shout out to Aaron Banks. I think he can be a damn good offensive line or a guard for them. So shout out to him. And I think I wouldn't be surprised one day if he's like a Pro Bowler or something. I think Aaron Banks is really good.
There's going to be so many times next season where you'll be able to say former Niner.
No, bro, about every fucking team, and it's ridiculous, man. Like wherever Kyle Juszczyk goes, I'll be saying that too. Javon Hargrave, like, man.
Carolina Panthers. They re-signed J.C. Horn, 4 years, $100 million, $70 guaranteed, making him the highest paid defensive back in NFL history. And he's not the best defensive back in NFL history, but he's their guy.
Yeah.
I don't hate this signing too much. I still hope that they go out and draft Will Johnson. I would love that a lot. They bring in Trayvon Moehrig for 3 years, 51 from Raiders. I think that's a wonderful pickup. They bring in Patrick Jones from the Vikings. He was good this year. They bring in Bobby Brown from the Rams. They bring in Tershawn Wharton from the Chiefs, and they bring in Michael Jackson from. No, they re-signed Michael Jackson. My fault. But they were they were reported to get Milton Williams early in the day, and then like an hour and a half later, it was reported that he was actually going to the Patriots. And I was so excited to see him go there, but they lose out on him, so they get Bobby Brown and they get Tershawn Wharton. So maybe the two of them with Derek Brown can
for sure. But I still think they're doing a solid job. Like the J.C. Horn contract.
I love their offseason.
The J.C. Horn contract. It was like, okay, you're making them the highest paid, but you guys are gonna have to go out and fill out those other holes in the roster if you're gonna go make J.C. Horn the highest paid ever. So I think the Panthers are doing a pretty damn good job this offseason so far.
My number one winner of the NFL offseason so far, the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel starts it off by going to get his guy. Harold Landry gets cut Sunday. He brings him in for 3 years, $43 million, which is a lot of fucking money. But they got to Tennessee the same year. Maybe they're guys, and Vrabel thinks he can get the best out of them. They re-sign Austin Hooper for 1 year, $5 million. Whoop-de-doo. Not an Austin Hooper fan.
I used to be a big Austin Hooper fan when he was a Falcon, bro. I used to love Austin Hooper.
Robert Spillane gets 3 years, $37.5 million from the Raiders. I think that he's a little overpaid, but I like him a lot for a linebacker. They get Carlton Davis on a 3 year, $60 million. That was kind of known before free agency even opened. Morgan Moses, 3 years, $24 million. I think Morgan Moses is a fucking dog. I love that signing for them.
For sure.
Milton Williams is the number one prospect in the free agency class.
Prospect, that's funny.
What do you want me to call him? The number one player in the free agency class. My fault. Not my fault. Your fault.
But I'm not mad at, like you said, a little bit over the overpay. But I'm not mad at bad teams. I don't even ever be mad at a bad team, having to slightly overpay for somebody, because again, you're a bad team. You're not, somewhere probably where people would want to play, that being New England. You're not Miami. You're not California. So you're a bad team. Probably not where someone's number one option. So I never mind a bad team, slightly overpaying for somebody. So I'll never be mad at the Patriots for doing that. But like you said, I think they're having a really strong start.
I think it's flawless so far.
For sure. I think they're doing a great job. Now you probably just work out some more options for Drake May. But I think in terms of just your start of the offseason, I think they're doing a great job.
I don't know what else they can do for options, though. They bring in Josh Styles to be his backup, so that means Joe Milton should be on.
Cooper Kupp.
That means Joe Milton should be on the move. If Joe Milton is not a Steeler, I will be sad. Please give him a chance, Pittsburgh. Please give him a chance.
What are the Steelers?
They're going with Rodgers, and it makes no sense.
We'll get to the Steelers, man. We'll get to the Steelers.
But they bring in Matt Collins, 2 years, $8.5 million. And they already have Keyshawn Booth. They already have Demario Douglas. They already have Javon Baker, Jalen Polk. They already have Kendrick Bourne. Like, they have so many guys over there, but none of them are like the guy. Or honestly, I don't even know if any of them are really receiver twos at this point. They're just I like Javon Baker a lot. I hope they can thrust him into a higher role this year. He didn't really do shit last year, and I like Jalen Polk since they drafted him. So maybe they can figure it out with a real coach and coordinator over there, and not a guy that's going to talk it down on his entire team every single interview. But Patriots are going to be an interesting
Matt
team.
Collins is good for a random crazy deep ball every now and then. So shout out to
65-yard touchdown
like,
on the
and
dime.
if that's one catch, 65 yards and a touchdown, and yeah, shout out to you, Matt Collins. Wear some fucking shoes.
Las Vegas Raiders. Most surprising move of the offseason. Geno Smith gets traded for the number 96 overall pick this season. And it was out of nowhere.
Out of
Literally for one pick.
nowhere. This
The
was
96th pick in the draft
insane.
for a top 14 quarterback.
This is such a great trade for the Raiders. You pair Geno Smith back up with Pete Carroll, bro. I saw the Seahawks do this move, and I was like, what? And it's not like Geno Smith is a top 5 guy or anything, but I guess we'll talk about the Seahawks now, but it's like, if you're the Seahawks, it's like, nobody believed in Geno. You brought in Geno behind Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson walks, you stick with Geno Smith. When the world is like, nah, Geno can't play anymore, Geno Smith comes in and immediately wins for you guys. And he's been nothing but great for the Seahawks. And last season, Geno put on his fucking cape so many damn times against us. He had that like 17-yard or whatever it was run to beat us, and he's doing Steph Curry's night in our home fucking town. Like, he would put the Seahawks on his back whenever they needed to. We literally said it all season. If Geno isn't good, this team was not fucking winning. It was not winning. Geno was their only chance. He would put this team on his back.
And he was making shit out of nothing, man. They had no line.
Around and literally behind this line, and we'll talk about what they did at quarterback when we get to them. But trading away Geno Smith for a 3rd-round pick, the Raiders, what a phenomenal job by you guys. Because sure, Geno Smith isn't your long-term guy, but this was the best option that you could have just pulled out of nowhere. Like, this is the best thing you could have done, realistic thing you could have done. So shout-outs to the Raiders and getting a guy in Geno so that you guys can in some way be, I was saying, get Russell Wilson and be competitive. You get Geno Smith, you can definitely be competitive. So shout-outs to the Raiders, bro. Wow, bro. I was shocked when I saw this trade. Genuinely shocked. It made no sense to me if I'm the Seahawks, bro.
I saw a thing that said he was discussing a contract extension, and they couldn't figure something out, so he requested trade. But even then, the 3rd-round pick is not enough for Geno Smith.
Especially when you
the Raiders
get a 2nd for DK, you could definitely get more for Geno.
The Raiders also re-signed Adam Butler. They bring in Jeremy Chin for 2 years, $16 million. I love Jeremy Chin. I think that's a phenomenal pickup. They re-signed Malcolm Kuntz for 1 year, $12 million. Shouts out to him. And then they bring in Landon Roberts at the end of the day today for 1 year, $3 million from Pittsburgh. And I don't really understand that contract. I think he's better than that. I think he deserves more than that. I think he's closer to Robert Spillane than he is $3 million. So I think that's a steal, and I think I love what the Raiders have done so far.
Absolutely.
They lost Robert Spillane, they lost Trayvon Morgan, they lost Nate Hobbs. I don't like them losing Nate Hobbs, but other than that, good job, Raiders.
That Geno Smith trade just has them as my winner, bro. It was so like shocking, bro.
Out of nowhere, dog.
Out of nowhere.
The LA Rams bring in Devontae Adams, 2 years, $46 million, $26 million guaranteed. And Devontae is a damn good football player still. I told you I didn't see this one coming. I know he wanted to play in warm weather, but I just thought they were going a different direction when they dangled Stafford out there for so long.
Yeah.
And they made a league altering re-signing this weekend with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Shout out to Jimmy, man. I love you.
They lose Hunter Long, Bobby Brown, and Michael Hecht, and they have declared that if they can't get a trade by the start of the new league season, they will cut Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Which sucks to hear, but that Devontae Adams pairing with Puka Nacua, man, it's going to be good. Elite. And we were talking about it. I texted you. Do they immediately become the best receiver duo in the league? And we talked about it. And they're probably sitting at number 3 because what we have Chase and T, and then we had who else did we have above them?
AJ and Devontae,
yeah. So, yeah, I think they sit comfortably at 3. But, yeah, Puka and Devontae Adams. We'll see what number Devontae Adams is going to be wearing. But I love this so much for the Rams. You go make maybe another 2-season push with Matthew Stafford in this roster, bro. You know, like I said it earlier, if I have to put my money on a team to win the NFC West, it's definitely the Rams right now, bro. And we talked about it. They have a nice offense, but you know their running back situation. Kyron Williams, he ends up getting the yards, but I'm like you and I both just aren't huge fans. So, but I think they can make it work with him. So, but yeah, this just Devontae Adams, getting him in general, pairing him next to Puka Nacua, a completely different case than what it was Cooper Cup next to Puka Nacua, because Cup was in the slot most of the times, wasn't manned up and just beating guys like he once was. He's just a lot in the slot. So Devontae Adams, you can line him up out wide and he'll beat anybody. So I love this so much
I'm
for
gonna
the
lose my
Rams.
fucking life.
And now he's paired back up with Jimmy G. Let's knock on wood. I hope nothing happens to Matthew Stafford, because Devontae Adams will ask out of there in a heartbeat.
Cut me now. He could be pulling Antonio Brown when he was with the Raiders.
Just taking the fucking jersey off and shit, man.
The Ravens re-sign Ronnie Stanley for 3 years, $60 million. They lose Brandon Stevens, Malik Harrison, and Josh Jones. Shout
I'm
out
glad
Baltimore.
they kept Ronnie Stanley, because I thought he was good as gone.
Now we get to a confusing team. The New Orleans Saints.
Mm-hmm.
They convert all of Derek Carr's contract for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
He's a $40 million man, and he is likely their starter for 2025. Hey, this doesn't make any sense, bro. Rebuild. Get this fucking bum off the team.
We've been
please.
saying it all season that the Saints, well, not all season because they started off great, but ever since we saw the real Saints, it's like, fucking just rebuild, bro. It's okay to be just bad for a little bit and build back up. It's like, stop trying to be competitive, knowing damn well this team just is not good enough. Yeah, I don't know. Kellen Moore, I don't know why you took this job, bro. I would have stayed an offensive coordinator one more year and taken a job next year. But hey, you got your money, so. But yeah, the Saints are like the team I think has the worst future outlook as of right now. I hate it for them.
And I hate it for Spencer Rattler. There's no reason he shouldn't be the starter this year. Derek Carr is not a good quarterback. And I will be so upset if Shedeur Sanders falls to number 9, because there's no way they don't take him. And then Spencer Rattler's career is just basically fucking ruined at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then today they bring back Chase Young. Shout out to the guy, he got his bag. But 3 years, $51 million for Chase Young. When you're gonna be bad, does that make sense to you? Like, nothing they're doing just makes any sense.
I saw Frosty in the Discord hype about it. It's like, I don't understand what the Saints fans and and the Saints in general want. It's like, why I like, if I'm a Saints fan, I'm not hype about us bringing back Chase Young for 3 years 51. Just Chase Young in general, for sure. He had a really good season for us.
It was phenomenal.
Just Chase Young, the name, yeah, sure, but 3 years, $51 million. It's like, why? And the state, not that it's such a bad contract for Chase Young, but the state of the organization, why is that a contract we're handing out to a defensive end? It just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what the Saints are trying to do. I really don't know.
And then they lose Paulson Adebo on top of it. I don't know what their plan is. They're gonna suck. Mm-hmm. Be young and suck.
For sure.
At least be fun and suck.
Yeah, because after the first 2 games, they weren't fun. They were not fun at all. Saints are on. I'm not tuning in. Literally not tuning in. The Saints were so boring to watch.
Bro, Chris Olave, I am begging you, demand a trade to the Jets. Demand it. They're gonna get you killed over there. You can't have any more concussions, dog. The Saints are not good for your future. Go somewhere. Go anywhere other than the fucking Saints, please. Next, we got Sam Darnold's new team, the Seattle Seahawks. They re-signed Jaron Reed. They re-signed Ernest Jones. They bring in Josh Jones. And they give Sam Darnold 3 years, $100 million, 55 guaranteed. And that's honestly not as much as I thought Sam Darnold was going to get, especially when Geno got traded. It was kind of like, yeah, they're going to get Sam Darnold. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you lose Geno. Yeah, you trade DK to the Steelers for pretty much just the 52nd pick in this draft. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't hate it.
I'll say this. Great contract you handed out to Ernest Jones, super underrated linebacker. Shout outs to him.
Absolutely.
Sam Darnold. This has nothing to do with the Seahawks.
They have to get a line. He can't play behind this line.
Sam Darnold, what are you thinking? Like, why is this where you wanted to go, Sam Darnold? This has nothing to do with the Seahawks. Sam Darnold.
Who else was giving him money?
Sam Darnold, how do you look at the Seahawks right now and say this is where? And I get it, you have to capitalize on getting that bag, but where's there not a world where it's like, you know what, maybe I take another prove it with the Vikings and, bet on myself to maybe next year something opens up better, and I know I'm gonna be with this great roster that is the Vikings, sorry. But I just don't like this fit at all for Sam Darnold in the and not on the Seahawks point of view. If you were gonna bring in Sam Darnold, just give that fucking money to Geno Smith. Just pay Geno. Like, what were we doing? Sam Darnold is not going to be able to make things happen off script and when the play breaks down and scramble around, make something happen as well as Geno did. He's just not going to make that happen. And then you bring in Sam Darnold when you haven't addressed your offensive line, when you trade away DK Metcalf, when you cut Tyler Lockett, a franchise legend. It just made no sense for you to, because immediately after they traded Geno, it's like, oh, the Seahawks are shifting all their attention to Sam Darnold. So I was like, what are we doing here? Why did you not just give Geno the money he was asking for? Was Geno asking for $55 million? What was he asking for? Because you just turn around and give the money to Sam Darnold. It makes no sense that... I just don't know, because when they traded Geno, it's like, you know what, all right, they're cutting their losses. They've been the average team, playoff team, 7 seed, get in. They're just gonna go full rebuild, gather up some picks, gather up some young assets, and they'll be back in a few years. So I'm like, you know what, I didn't love the Geno trade, I didn't love the DK trade, but I'll live with it. That's you guys' idea. We're just gonna rebuild for a couple of years and come back, with a whole new arsenal of weapons. But then you turn around and bring in Sam Darnold, so it tells me you're not trying to rebuild. You want to go, pay Sam Darnold, and you're trying to go win. You're trying to go win the division, compete in the playoffs. But then you like I said, you trade DK, you cut Tyler Lockett, and don't address the offensive line. It's like, how do you expect to compete when you get a downgrade at quarterback, and not just a downgrade at quarterback, a downgrade in terms of just what he's going to be able to do with this specific team? It just... I just don't like this at all for the Seahawks. I do not like this whatsoever. And it has nothing to do with Sam Darnold.
Dog.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with Sam Darnold at all. I think this is just a terrible fit. I think it's awful. I do not like this whatsoever.
Unless they fully address their line, it's going to be in his head by the 4th week.
Bro,
we already saw him behind a bad line. We know he has talent, but it gets into his head. He doesn't like playing behind. He doesn't like facing pressure every play, and nobody does. I can't blame him for that. But you're going to have to. That's what Geno had to do. And they're not bringing in 5 guys for their offensive line that's going to completely protect
for
you.
Sure,
you're going to get pressure from somewhere.
And I think their tackles are fine. And I think Abraham Lucas, I think it is, and Charles Cross, their tackles are fine.
Charles Cross is a stud.
They're fine, but and the rest of that offensive line is just like that. That offensive line is ass, and you bring in Sam Darnold, especially what you saw him do
worst in the league
in the last couple of weeks in the playoffs, and then in that Week 18 game against the Lions. You see what he does, and that's your plan to bring in Sam Darnold behind this offensive line when you had Geno Smith. If you didn't have Geno Smith, then you know what? It's like, okay, Sam Darnold's on the market. We're just gonna go bring in a talented guy, but you trade away Geno Smith for a 3rd round pick. A 3rd when you got a 2nd for DK and you get a 3rd for Geno Smith, and then you turn around and bring in Sam Darnold. This was baffling. It made no sense to me whatsoever. The Seahawks have to be one of the biggest losers this offseason. Have to be. I applaud you guys for getting the 2nd for DK, but trading Geno and then bringing in Sam Darnold was just fucking mind-boggling to me. It made no sense whatsoever. I hated it. Hated it.
I'm not a big fan of his fit there. But I can say I like their quarterback room. Him and Sam Howell. We got Sam squared over there.
Oh man, bro. And then
they're gonna be bad though.
When Geno got traded, you sent me that gif of Sam Howell, and now Sam Darnold is over there. So I mean, good luck, Sam Darnold. I'll be rooting for you. You're in division now. So actually, no, I really won't be rooting for you. But I hope you're able to make it shake behind that Seahawks offensive line, bro.
Pittsburgh Steelers. We just talked about him. DK Metcalf. They traded their 52nd overall pick for him, and then they swapped, I believe, 6th and 7th, and then they immediately gave him 5 years, $150 million. And that's the part I don't like.
Say that again. Say that again. They gave him what?
5 years, $150 million.
Makes him a top 5 paid receiver in the league. It's ridiculous.
I love the trade. I don't like the contract. Especially when him and George Pickens are so similar. I love the fit. I love both of those players, so I think it's gonna be fun. But I don't I don't know what their plan is. Please don't bring in Rodgers. I love George Pickens. I love DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. I won't watch your team if you have Aaron Rodgers. No matter who else you bring in. They bring in Malik Harrison, 2 years, $10 million, and they reportedly got Darius Slay, but he hasn't signed yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they actually got Darius Slay or not.
my big problem is I just don't like trading for DK. You know,
Are they
fine.
keeping George?
I don't know. But you trade for DK, hand him that contract before you have your quarterback situation settled. Like that's
He
just
wanted
something.
warm weather and a stable quarterback.
Like, and he got neither of them. Like that's just something I can't like compute. Like you trade for DK, fine, whatever. And the second round pick is a bit pricey, but then you turn around and make him one of the highest paid receivers in the league without having your. It's one thing if you had Justin and then you pay DK. It's like, you know what, fine, whatever. You're getting your weapon for Justin, making sure Justin, we're maximizing Justin's potential. But then for you to turn around and see Justin Fields go to the Jets, it's like, what the fuck are we doing here now? DK Metcalf has $150 million. We have George Pickens, and like we both mentioned, they're just so redundant. They do the same thing. They're both going to be, catching those goal balls, but DK is going to be the one that's burning people. George Pickens is going to be the one that's making the contested catches on the goal ball. So I guess that's where they're different. But the Steelers, I've been saying it. I said it all last season. It's like, what are we doing here? What is our direction? How do we want to just continue to be the good team that can, have the good defense and get into the playoffs but do nothing? It's like you have to have that your quarterback situation figured out before you go and hand out $150 million to DK Metcalf. I thought that was just wild.
I saw someone say that. Oh my gosh, I'm going blank. What's their coach's name? Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin. I saw someone say that Mike Tomlin's his type for receiver is the mentally unstable.
Bro, like no, like dead ass. I've been seeing so many TikToks. It's like Justin Fields throwing the ball down the field, and then it's DK and George Pickens, and they're just fucking punching the camera and shit, bro. So it's gonna be fun to see them two on the field together, I guess. But in terms of the Steelers and their long-term plan, I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. And I've been saying all offseason, Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. And I didn't think it was actually gonna happen, but here we are. And Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna be a Steeler.
No, he's not.
If he's not a Steeler, what do the Steelers do at quarterback?
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones should 100%.
I wouldn't hate that, and I wouldn't hate that.
He should be their option.
But again, it should have just been Justin. They fucking it's not. It didn't even start at this offseason. Justin walking. Justin should have been your guy the entirety of last season, and maybe it's different. Maybe he's still there if you give him the entirety of the season to. Oh man, the fact that you can't guarantee him to be your starter going into next season, you
bogus as hell.
He was 4-2 for you, played phenomenally. You bench him. Russell Wilson shits the bed towards the end of the season. We don't see Justin Fields, and now you can't guarantee him the starting job. And now you have DK Metcalf for $150 million and no quarterback. Boy, the Steelers are they're in this never-ending cycle.
They go. I think Daniel Jones is their best option. Or if they don't go him, get Sam Howell, get Daniel Jones, or not Daniel, get Drew Lock, trade for Joe Milton, get someone that can move. Don't go Russ. Don't go Aaron Rodgers. Please, please. And the thing is, if Russ or Rodgers take this job, what is the other one doing?
They're a Giants. It's the Giants and Steelers for Russ and Rodgers. It's one is going to be a Giant, the other is going to be a Steeler. That's really what it is. Because their spots are limited.
I don't see Russ as a Giant at all.
Bro, the Steelers are and the Steelers fans. I'm sorry, you'll never hear the end of it if you guys sign Aaron
Browns
Rodgers.
Don't have a quarterback.
I mean, sure, I guess if the Steelers sign Aaron Rodgers, I'm gonna be talking my fucking ass off, bro. I'm on the Steelers' ass the entirety of the season. The entirety of the season, I'm on the Steelers' ass, bro. This is disgusting, bro. I think the Steelers are also a pretty big loser for me in this offseason.
They're a big ass winner if they trade for Joe Milton. But the Steelers, they lose Dan Moore, Justin Fields, Dante Jackson,
we didn't even get
James
to any
Daniel,
of that. Holy shit.
Najee Harris, Elandon Roberts, and they cut Larry Ogunjobi. They lose 7 guys and bring in 2.5. We don't even know if they got Slay. I wouldn't be surprised if Slay cancels out because who's our quarterback? Aaron Rodgers. Nah, I'm good.
Bro, yeah. Good luck, Steeler Nation. Good luck.
Houston Texans.
Yeah.
They start off free agency by signing Braxton Berrios.
Mm-hmm.
They then re-sign Derek Barnett. They bring in Darrell Taylor, which I like that a lot from the Browns.
I thought Derek Barnett was going to be so good.
Why did they sign? They signed Braxton Berrios, so I'm guessing will return punts, and then they also signed Justin Watson. Like the Texans
just doing shit.
Not a single lineman. Not even a guy that you can try.
Bro, that's what's funny. That's what I'm saying. And then you trade. And especially with all
And
these
you lose
linemen
Eric
getting
Murray
money, with
too.
all these linemen just everybody just handing money out to them. It's yeah, and then you trade Laramie Tunsil. I'm not sure what the Texans are doing here because there's no way they go into this next season with even three out of the same five starters from that offensive line. It's just I don't know what the Texans are
D'Amico,
gonna do here.
D'Amico, I'm like 6 foot tall. I'm 191 pounds. And I'm a big
And
CJ
and
Stroud
you're
fan.
getting fucking tossed around. You're getting
I will
picked
do
up
my
and fucking
best.
thrown.
You put me at right guard,
Mm-hmm.
I will get absolutely destroyed every play.
For sure.
But I will play those first 4 plays with my heart on my sleeve. And then
And
that fifth play where I can't walk
you're
anymore,
being carded
at
off.
least
Yep.
I went out trying.
Hell yeah. What a speech. What a speech. D'Amico Ryans, you gotta be contemplating it now.
You think he'll call me tomorrow?
Fuck no. You and Joe Burrow still having your calls every Wednesday in the off season? Is he on vacation? What are you guys up to?
I haven't talked to him in a while. I've been letting him kind of just do his own thing because are we keeping T? Are we not? I'm trying to let him figure out his stuff over there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been messaging CJ a little bit to try to get him for Thursdays. Justin's supposed to be Tuesdays. All the Buckeye guys. We're trying to figure that out still, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see when season comes.
Okay.
Justin seems like a lock for Tuesday though. So shout out Justin Fields. Joining the schedule of calls.
Okay. Shout out to you,
The
Justin.
Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Bring in Dan Moore, 4 years, $82 million, 50 guaranteed from the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is God, holy shit, too much money for Dan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
They give Sebastian Joseph Day 1 year, $7.5 million. They give Cody Barton 3 years, $21 million. And I love the Cody Barton signing, but Dan Moore, way too much money. And they release Harold Landry. The Titans, you suck good. All I gotta say to you.
Moving
Either
on.
figure out your quarterback or let Mayo Man rock and get young. I don't know what your plans are, but you're one of my least favorite teams in all of football. Last one, the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
They re-sign Aaron Jones, 2 years, $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
They sign Isaiah Rodgers, 2 years, $15 million, who was suspended for gambling, so maybe don't do that again.
Mm-hmm.
They give Ryan Kelly from the Colts 2 years, $18 million. And
I like
right
that.
before I got in the shower, I laughed very hard because I saw a guy tweet out, I think 18 is a little too high for R. Kelly.
That's funny. That's funny.
And they give Byron Murphy 3 years, $66 million. And I could have thrown a party at this one because if they would have lost him and Cam Bynum, I would have cried. We lose Nick Mullins, we lose Sam Darnold, we lose Cam Bynum, and we lose Patrick Jones. It seems like this is now J.J. McCarthy's team 100%. Daniel Jones might be back. Daniel Jones might not be back. If he's not, we already lost Nick Mullins. I don't know who the fuck the backup going to be. Maybe, our San Antonio Brahmas, Kellen Mond balls out this season.
If I'm Daniel Jones, I hope he stays. I hope Daniel Jones stays. Even if they tell him this is gonna be JJ's team. This is gonna be JJ's team. I hope he sticks around over there.
There's nothing to say. That's it.
Nope.
Cam Bynum, love you to death. Wishing you the best over there. We'll see how that goes.
All right.
There's a lot of free agents still left available. We'll probably wake up tomorrow and more stuff will happen.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that next episode, I guess.
Yeah. But that is all. I'm saying that is all. We're an hour and 20 into this. That's everything that has gone down today. We said it was a lot of moves in the NFL, and boy, there was a lot of them. A lot of teams making a lot of moves. Some winners, some losers. Like I mentioned, I have the Steelers is a pretty big loser, and the Raiders probably my biggest winner. But yeah, we'll get back into if there's any big news, we'll probably get back into that on Friday. Probably won't be too much, but yeah. But as far as the Monday or Tuesday episodes, we have our.
I love what y'all did, Plug. So happy for Patriots fans. Go out there and draft good.
We have our drafts as always on the Tuesday episodes of the pod. We have done the 4th round and we have done the 7th round. So I'm going to spin the wheel to see what round we are drafting from today. Spinning. Let me get this. Okay.
Thought I motherfucker spin faster. Damn.
We're drafting first round draft picks. And Smalls told me a couple episodes ago, if we get the first round, I'm just going to be drafting a bunch of my favorite guys. So if you see a bunch of Buckeyes on his team.
We're going 1, 2, 1.
Look at this guy. Now he want to change up the draft order. Now he want to change up the draft order. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Is that what you want to do? You want to do 1, 2, 2 now? You want to do serpentine? Because it's the one. No, fuck that. Fuck that. We're sticking 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh no, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
No, it's not fair. You know, and a lot of people would say there's a clear 101, but when you're drafted against a guy like Brady, maybe there isn't a clear 101 because maybe I want to sabotage his draft. Maybe I want to take the guy who's gonna be his 101. We all know who that guy is. Maybe I take Lamar Jackson at number 1 and piss Smalls off. But I'm not a jackass, so I'm gonna take Patrick Mahomes with my number 1 overall pick.
Boy, this was about to be a one-man podcast real fast. Give me Lamar. Fuck you, mean?
Yeah, I know it. And I'm not even gonna waste any time here. I'm going Josh Allen number 2.
Yes.
I know who you want here. You want Miles, huh?
No.
Oh.
Give me Justin Jefferson.
Okay, I'm completely fine with that. Now give me Myles Garrett. He just called him the best player in football a couple of seconds ago. Now he's snoring. That is ridiculous.
So the question here is, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago, the 4th overall pick from Dallas. Do I go him?
You remember what you told me when I was drafting these guys? You know, drafted Darius Smith last draft, and you were on me about it. So you know,
he's the best running back in football.
Do you? That's all I'm gonna say. Just do you? Do you?
Give me Saquon Barkley.
Okay, yeah, I figured. Like this is a draft where you could honestly go 5 out of your 7, 6 out of your 7. You could go quarterback, but I'm gonna try to switch it up a bit. But like you said, you really can't go wrong because both of our teams are gonna be. You know, I don't think there's gonna be a bad pick on either side. But like I said, you could go all quarterback. But you know, I guess I'll keep that going for. I'm between two guys. And you may take the other. I'm gonna take Joe Burrow. I'm gonna take Joe Burrow here. And I'm sure you're probably
gonna take the 2021 NFL Draft, the 5th overall pick. Give me Joe Burrow's teammate Jamar Chase.
Okay, I'm gonna take CMC.
That was my next one.
That's who I was between him and Joe Burrow. But Jamar Chase, I don't know how he slipped my mind. That's a
bro. Am I bogus if I take Zeke? I'm definitely bogus, right?
No, as fuck. Like, bro, there's too much talent for you to be taking Zeke. Like, bogus as hell, bro. But hell.
It's Zeke.
Okay, look, you want to do 8 picks this round, so this draft, so you can have Zeke. Okay, look. You can draft Zeke for my last pick. I'll just draft. I'll draft the guy that I loved. And
can I just tell Zeke he's my co-captain?
For sure. Okay, fine. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
But he's not on the team. He's just wearing a Team Brady shirt.
Okay. For sure.
All right, give me TJ Watt.
Says all that just to give me TJ Watt. Like there's good offensive line. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna represent the offensive lineman, one of the greatest ever. I'm taking Lane Johnson. I'm gonna do it. You can sleep on it all you want to, but I'm gonna represent. I'm taking Lane.
He getting fucked up by TJ.
And you got nobody to stop Myles Garrett. Who's blocking Myles Garrett? You didn't even think about that. You got nobody opposite of him. You gonna go draft Penei Sewell or something? What are you gonna do?
You seen Saquon's thighs?
Okay. You're right.
Saquon getting fucking plowed over in a second. I got 3 guys left.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. I got 2 picks. There's 3 guys I want because you were on your last pick.
Yeah. And I know what draft I'm in right now. I just decided between the guys.
I believe that Aiden Hutchinson is the third best defensive edge in football.
Mm-hmm.
I already have number 2, and you already have number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay, and that leaves me perfectly. I'm going to take Micah Parsons.
Perfect. It was between Micah Parsons and Kyle Hamilton and Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa honestly wasn't really on my, like, not that he wasn't on my board, but it's like I just didn't think I was going to draft him. There was just a lot of guys I would have taken over him.
So let me get Kyle Hamilton.
All right, my final roster ended up being Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Myles Garrett, Joe Burrow, CMC, Lane Johnson, and Micah Parsons.
I got Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, TJ Watt, Aiden Hutchinson, Kyle Hamilton.
You definitely killed me in terms of skill positions because the only skill position guy I got was CMC. I just, drafted 3 quarterbacks, and yeah, like you said, there was really gonna be no losing. This was gonna be the easiest of the rounds. You don't really gotta think. For the other ones, you have to go through each draft to kind of find the hidden gems. This one, you could have had just fucking 3 draft classes up and would have been able to draft a pretty decent.
We didn't take Nick Bosa. We didn't take CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Ramsey, Pat Surtain, Denzel Ward, Minka.
So many.
Like, there's so much talent.
Yeah, but. Yeah, those are our teams. You guys let us know who won. We've decided that we're 1-1 right now. Smalls won the last one. I won the first one. So you guys let us know the team that you would take.
And I don't really know if there was a winner this time.
I honestly, but we're gonna need a winner because we can't have best of 6 and then it ends 3-3. So we're gonna need a definitive winner.
All right, pick a division.
Oh, we're ooh, and I don't have the wheel up, so I'm not even gonna spit it. You know what? We said this is going to be one of our longest episodes. Let's make it even longer. Give me the AFC North. I'll sit here forever till I get that fucking Brown. I'll sit here forever till I get that Brown.
You're not getting the Brown.
Should I do a different division?
You can do the North if you want. I'm just telling you the Brown is the hardest one on the list.
Shit. Okay. We'll do a different division. We'll do a different division. Give me the East. Give me the AFC East. The AFC East. Is that easy?
So,
the Jet might be a little hard, low key.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, give me the East. So we got the Bills. Josh Allen, obviously.
Yep.
Pat, Brady. The Dolphin is Tua. Yeah, Pat is Brady. The Patriot is Brady, and then the Jet. I think it's Fitz or it's Mark Sanchez. I think it's one of those two. And I'm gonna try. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. The Jets. Now you got me thinking. I thought this was gonna be, Fitz. Or I really thought it was Fitz or Mark Sanchez, but shit, I guess not. Fitz didn't get it with fucking.
Fitz career high in passing yards was 3,900.
What the fuck?
And that was with the Jets in 2015.
I would have bet fucking good money that Ryan Fitzpatrick had a 4,500 year or some bullshit like that. But hey, all right. Dang.
Mark Sanchez career high was 3,474 in 2011.
Did Brett Favre do it? So you're typing him up, so he's not the guy. Dang, so I'm gonna be here for a minute on this Jet, huh? I fucked myself.
Brett Favre had 3,472 with the Jets.
Dang. Let me find out Aaron Rodgers threw for 4K this year.
Just think all-timer.
No, that's too far back, though. Joe Namath? Okay, you're looking him up, so clearly not.
That's your guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Joe Namath.
Wow! The Jets haven't had a 4K passer since Joe. I mean, that's like the Jets have been ass the entirety of my life. Like literally all my life, the Jets have been bad.
Aaron Rodgers had 3,897.
Oh, wasn't actually far off. I thought he was like fucking 3,100 or something. He wasn't far off. But Joe Namath. Wow.
Joe Namath retired in 1977.
Bro, he's their last 4K. Bro,
guess what season it was?
Well, you said so 1979. You said he retired.
77.
77. Was it 77? Is that his last year?
In 77, he had 600 yards for the
Holy
Rams.
shit. So I'm going to say it was 1971.
71 is his career low.
What the fuck? Less than 600?
And 537.
Damn.
He played 4 games.
He must have got hurt. So 69?
Joe Namath in 1967 had 4,007 yards.
Bro.
He hit it by 7 yards.
That's the last time. But so if he didn't get that fucking 7 yards, who would have been like, holy bro. And like, yeah, like the Jets have really been like ass. Like the Browns have at least had a season or two where it's like, you know what? Maybe there looks like they're going to turn things around. But the Jets are always disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. The Browns we just knew they were going to be ass. But the Jets are just such disappointments. Just when you think they turn it around, they're just ass. But hey,
very, very ass.
That was, pretty quick, so I'm not mad at us doing that. But as we said, we are going to be doing our prospect, breakdowns these next episodes for a while up until the draft. Last episode I had picked, where are my guys at?
I picked Jahdae Barron, James Pierce Jr., and Xavier Watts. Okay, I'll start off with Jahdae Barron.
Mm-hmm.
You were looking for your guys. I just wanted to keep it rolling while you were looking.
For sure.
Jahdae Barron is 23 years old. He's 5'11", 194 pounds. He's a corner from Texas. He is pretty much guaranteed to be a first-round pick. If he falls out, I will be extremely surprised. Mm-hmm. He's one of the smarter corners in the entire draft. He's phenomenal in zone. He's really good at reading the ball. Some guys, they bite too much on a ball. They want to go for the pick. Jahdae Barron's phenomenal at finding it, and he's not afraid to hit you. A lot of corners, they're just going to bring you down. Mm-hmm. Jahdae Barron wants to fuck you up. His weaknesses, he has a smaller frame. He's only 5'11", 190 pounds, and he's not the fastest guy. So if he lines up with like a DK who's just going to run a streak or a Pickens, someone that can beat him down the field, not going to be great for him. You're going to have safety protection behind him. Mm-hmm. But he's a very, very good overall player. I'm impressed with him. He's not one of my favorite corners because I like the bigger guys, but he's cool.
All right, so my 3 guys were Shamar Stewart, Tyler Warren, and Michael Williams. I'll start with Shamar Stewart. So from everything I read, it says his size and his length. And I talked about it last episode with Mason Graham. It's kind of a little bit, not so much the opposite. Mason Graham was a short, kind of stubby. Shamar Stewart is long and has the explosiveness. You were funny. That Mason Graham has as well. So he has the combo to put it together. He has the quick first step, and he's also can play inside and outside. When he's outside, he does a very good job at bending the edge and getting around those tackles. And when he's inside, he has the power to push guards back into the quarterback's lap. So it looks like he can be versatile on the defensive line and be able to be, I guess, kind of a Swiss Army knife on that defensive line. I didn't even mention 6'5", I think 267. And he went to Miami. He's from Miami, so Floridian. So I'm rooting for you. And I know you said this is one of your guys, so I'm excited to see him. Some of his weaknesses, his cons, I guess. Shit. Sorry. It said he tends to rush just kind of without a plan, or I guess purpose is what you would say, without knowing what he's going to do. Kind of just like, I'm just going to use my raw, natural, God-given talent, ability, and just that will get me there, instead of, oh, I know this tackle loves to, use his hands, gets his hands on me quick, so I'm going to swipe down and try to, beat him outside or anything like that. It's kind of like he just goes out there and, I'm just going to out-talent you rather than, outsmart you or outplay you in terms of that. So he looks like he needs to get, more, I guess as he just gets older, he'll just learn that, he can't just beat everybody, because, offensive linemen are just going to be a lot bigger and stronger in the NFL. So you're not going to be bigger than everyone, stronger than anyone. So you're going to have to use a lot more technique in terms of that. And when he's rushing off the edge, at times when he's trying to bend that pocket, I said he was very good at that. He can get, pushed off of platform to where he's losing his balance and he doesn't have that Russian lane, can't get around the tackles as much anymore. So if he can just kind of just have his, have a set, I guess, game plan, or, set focus on what move he's trying to do. Like, doesn't really have so much of a go-to move. If he has a move he can get to, knowing what that offensive lineman is going to do in a counter to him, I think it could be a lot better. But he just kind of uses his talent. So if he puts it all together, he can be, really special. And I seen people saying it was kind of like super boom or bust for him. Not super, but it's either boom, like boom, he's gonna be like skyrocketing and be one of the best, defensive linemen in the league, or it's gonna be like, he just was never able to put it
School.
together. Yeah.
He went to Texas A&M. You didn't mention
Oh,
that.
sorry. Yeah.
His athleticism is out of this world, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and his production just kind of hasn't lived up to that. That's kind of the reason he's a question mark in the draft so far,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets a lot of pressures just purely off of, as you were saying, using his athleticism, but he doesn't get a lot of sacks. My next guy, James Pierce Jr., 21 years old. He's 6'5", 245 pounds. He's an edge out of Tennessee. This is one of the weirdest guys in the entire combine because his explosiveness is off the charts, but
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't jump over a piece of paper at the combine. It literally
I
makes
remember you saying
no
this.
sense
Uh-huh.
whatsoever. His initial step is unbelievably explosive. Same thing you said about Shamar Stewart. He's
Mm-hmm.
very, very athletic, and his football IQ is masterful. Very smart guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just a natural pass rusher. But he can pressure too hard sometimes, and you see this a lot more in college than you do the NFL. He can get like inside to where he wants to be, but the whole play was to get him to get inside, and he'll be out here and they break it inside, so he's
He
just
needs to
out of the
stay in
play
his
now.
gaps and stay in his Russian lane.
Stay in
Yeah,
his gaps, yeah.
bro. What as a like being a fan of an NFL team, that's the one of the things that pisses me off the most when I watch the defense and the Niners defense. When someone's just trying to do too much. Sorry to cut you off, but someone's trying to do too much and they go into a different
Mhm.
lane, and now the quarterback has a lane to just rush, and it's a wide open gap. So I hate that so much.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, and that's one of the reasons he's not great against like a pulling guard. He'll
Mm-hmm.
he'll get to his spot and then realize he was set up this whole time and just get fucking plowed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Pause. He can easily get out strength, but out strengthened
You're
out.
funny, man.
Offensive linemen can just bully him a little bit
Yeah.
with their strength.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, he's just one of the weirdest combines I've seen in a long time. And he's a very athletically gifted guy, but he needs to figure out his second plan. So if his initial bull rush or his finesse move, if it doesn't work, have a plan on how to like bounce off of that to still get some pressure towards them or to get to the running back, whatever you need to do. Because he's one of the guys where if his main thing doesn't work, he's just kind of gonna
Well,
stand there with
just
the
yeah.
offensive guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next guy I had was Tyler Warren from Penn State. He's 6'5", 256. So from everything I read about this guy, the thing that jumped off before they talked about any like skill or anything, he's supposedly just the most competitive guy, competitive nature. His spirit is just out of the world. He's like, no matter what, whether he's having a terrible game, an amazing game, he's gonna be wanted. He's gonna be talking to shit, trying to win this game. So that's something that NFL teams will love right out the gate. That you have a rookie that's probably not gonna be scared to talk shit to a top tier DB coming right into the league. He's gonna talk his shit no matter what, no matter his team is up or down. So I love that because literally everywhere I looked, that's the first thing they talked about was his competitive nature. But now talking about his actual football ability. So he's fast enough to beat man coverage. He can beat a cornerback or a linebacker. He's quick enough to do that and beat them real quick if it's a quick route. But he's also smart enough and has the like play recognition and football mind to where he can find the soft spot in a zone and kind of sit down and just show his numbers to a quarterback to know that, hey, I'm open. I'm not going to run the rest of my route and run myself into a defender. I'm just going to cut the route off right here because I'm in a soft spot in this zone. No one's around me, and then my quarterback can just lay it to me, right here. So that was another one of his pro.
Plus he's
Sorry.
6'6", so he's just gonna bully any secondary that does try
Yeah,
to line up against him.
that's what I had next. If you put a DB against him, he's big enough. He's big and athletic, and I put this down. Too big and too athletic for a DB, but he's also a little bit too fast for a linebacker. So it could be mismatch nightmares no matter what a defense try to does. You're gonna have to kind of have that hybrid guy like a Kyle Hamilton who can do both, who can come down, who's a DB, but is big enough to could play that linebacker role. But some of his cons where he's not much of even though he's fast, it's kind of something in a quick passing game. He can beat a defender quick. He's not going to be much of a threat in the vertically wise. He's not going to be doing much of that. And another thing was that I saw was defenders can kind of like push. Say he's running a route, defender can kind of bump him, and then his whole entire route is kind of thrown off. So he's kind of soft in that sense, I guess you can say. To where if he's running a corner route, the defender puts hands on him and bumps it, and his entire route is just off, and now the quarterback has to look off of him. He's not gonna fight through that, I guess, pressure or jam if a quarterback's trying to jam him or putting hands on him. He's not going to fight through that and continue his route, I guess it seems like. So yeah, that's what I had for Tyler Warren.
I think that's something he'll be able to learn, though. I think that it is pure athleticism and size. Unbelievable, man. And the only cons I really see about him is that he kind of coasts a little bit if he's not one of the priority options. And I hate when players do that. And he relies more on his athleticism than pure like technical.
It's been a lot of the guys we've been talking about today.
Yeah, he's very, very athletic. This is I love this class, man. And Tyler Warren is a red zone maniac, so I think he's going to be a top 10 pick and be phenomenal wherever he goes.
49ers tendered running back Jordan Mason with a second round tender. Breaking news.
Shouts out to him. He's still not going to play. My last guy was Xavier Watts, 23 years old, 6 foot, 204 pounds, safety from Notre Dame. This was one of the guys I was more skeptical about. I didn't know a whole lot about him, but I know he's one of the higher tiered safeties out there. His play recognition is phenomenal, one of the best available. His ability to crash on the line of scrimmage, whether it's a little screen, whether it's a run to the outside, he wants to blow you up. He's got a receiver background, so his hands are also very good. A lot of DBs play DB because they
didn't have hands. That's one of the all cornerbacks always say it. Richard Sherman was the guy that always say that. Play DB because you can't catch. They all say it.
He's not one of them though. He can't catch, and he's a guy like Kyle Hamilton who can play inside the box. He can play back end safety. You can move him around and put him wherever you really want to. And he loves to play mind games with the offense. Like your quarterback, you're going against him. He's gonna piss you off a couple times during the game. On the other side, he gets a little too aggressive sometimes, like young safeties like to do. He's gonna crash down, and then the ball's not actually gonna be there, and touchdown. And his purity in both man and zone coverage need buffed out. And man, he can like it turning and running with guys isn't always fluid. And then his zone, he kind of just he drifts too much. But I think overall he's going to be a really good guy. I think all three of my guys should all have successful NFL careers. Same with yours.
And my last guy was Michael Williams from Georgia, 6'5", 260. And I feel like this is everybody we've been talking about today. Another thing that jumped off was how explosive he was. He just has that explosiveness out the gate. He covers ground super quickly. He can go sideline to sideline and make tackles. And again, like how I referred to Mason Graham, this is the opposite. He has the long arms and is able to get onto blocks quickly. So offensive linemen aren't going to get onto him first and have that advantage there. So he's going to be able to put hands on them first and be able to win, a lot quicker because he has those long arms and has those win advantage. But when speaking of him, battling with the offensive lineman, a thing that I read was that he plays too tall. And if you've ever played football at any level, whether it's pee-wee, low man wins is literally what they teach you day one. Like literally, I remember playing as a kid and they just had us doing laps and they would always say low man wins. You just have to be low. That center of gravity has to be low. So he plays too tall. And if you play too tall, you're just never going to be able to keep your balance. You're going to be able to get pushed around if you're just standing tall when offensive line are able to get up and under you. And he also has to get stronger. He's not going to be able to push around, NFL size offensive lineman. He's going to have to get in the weight room, put some weight on, but put some muscle on maybe and just get stronger because especially if he's playing tall, he's not going to be able to, get any pressure on a quarterback or get by these offensive linemen. If he's one, not strong enough to get by them, but two, he's not even using the correct technique and just playing too tall because again, like you said, low man wins and he's just not going to be able to do anything and stay on balance if he's playing so high up.
I like him a lot. He's got an elite motor. That's all I really want to say. Shouts out to him. I don't like him as much as Shamar Stewart, but he's more so in like the James Pierce conversation. I don't know who will go first between them. There's a lot of edges this year that really just depend on who's drafting, on who they're going to pick. Like Mike Green could go before them. He might not. Dude from Boston College, Donovan Ezaraku, or however the fuck you say his name. should also be in those conversations. And then guys like Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau. I
I
don't know. I
I
can't wait for the draft.
all right, bro. I was just about to say the same thing, and I've actually really been enjoying just like even if I'm not like spending 3 hours looking into each guy or a week looking into each guy, just reading up on them a bit and then just coming on here and talking about it. So I really I'm glad that you came up with this because I actually do enjoy just even if it is 30 seconds of me just talking about the guy. I feel like it does. I'll just even if I don't know everything about him, once he gets drafted, I'll be like, oh, I remember that name, or you know what I mean. I know that guy. And I know what he's able to do. So yeah.
So at what point are you going to start bringing offensive linemen? Because I'm
That
never going to do that.
that's what I was gonna like. I thought about this not when I was looking up my guys, not when I picked because we picked the last episode, but when I was looking up my guys, I'm like dog because obviously we pick our next three the same day. I'm like, are we ever gonna come up here and say I got offensive tackle Ohio State? Like, bro, are we ever gonna like never? Because as much as I love football, like for sure I can watch an offensive lineman and see like he's doing a good job, but it's just like I don't know if I have that yet to where it's like I'm able to break down what he's like. I just don't have that in me. Not that I can't do it. I just don't think I'm just there yet. And one day maybe I will be, but I just don't think I'm there yet in terms of me and my football mind. I just offensive lineman. Just I'm sorry, not that I don't respect you guys, but I'm just not there yet to be breaking them down. I don't think.
The only two times I fully notice offensive linemen is when a guard is pulling and they're upfield with a running back. I
Yeah.
think that is
I
phenomenal.
I love when a guard like the right guard runs all the way left and he's just running and sprinting. That's the shit I love. But it's like if you don't hear about an offensive lineman, that means they're doing a great job. So that's it. You only hear about an offensive lineman when they're getting cooked. You don't
That's what I
really
was
hear
going to
like
say.
so you just it's always weird for me with offensive linemen. I just
I
don't
fell in
know.
love with Aliese Fuaga this year from the Saints when he was pulling all the time, and he was very, very good. And
Mm-hmm.
then, like you said, you hear about the linemen when they're getting called for holding or
You for
illegal
yeah
man downfield
exactly.
and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to be known for that. Or the dude from the Chiefs who was false starting every
Every
play.
play, yeah, yeah.
My
But
next
yeah,
prospects.
yep.
I'm going to go with Siobhan Revel,
Mm-hmm.
cornerback from East Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Benjamin Morrison, cornerback from Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with Trey Harris, a wide receiver from Ole Miss.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off with Walter Nolan, Ole Miss.
Dog.
I'm going to do Derek Harmon, DT, Oregon. Dog.
Dog.
Okay, I was waiting for it. I heard Oregon. I was hoping you said dog. And my last pick will be, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go for one of the top higher prospects. Quarterback Cam Ward, Miami. Not
Cool.
no dog. No dog there. No dog there.
I don't know. I don't know how to
Okay,
gauge.
okay.
Let me just say that Joe would hate him. Hate Cam
Yeah, I
Ward.
remember you telling too nonchalant, huh?
So, oh man, I
I
love
remember
Cam
seeing a
Ward.
clip of him just standing in the pocket and just like looking just cool as a cucumber, just literally
And then
just
he's just like,
just
fuck it,
supposed
and
to
throws it
just
to the running back.
yeah.
I think he's gonna be a stud though. All right, if you're here for football, that's all we got for you.
We gave
We
you a
appreciate you.
lot. We gave you a lot.
We appreciate you watching. Tune back in on Thursday. We'll probably be yapping about something. I know this is going to be one of our better episodes, purely football wise. So anybody tuning out, we love you. We're going to get into our worldwide wrestling waffle.
But we needed this episode, bro. We needed a day like this in the NFL. Like we desperately needed this, bro. Because if NFL free agency didn't happen, we would have came up here with that draft, the fucking quarterback shit, and then we would have been right into the fucking waffle, bro. We needed that this level of free agency, bro. Because like you're talking about, our views have been declining. So I'm hoping this episode can get us, not peak numbers, but
Back to 40.
back to regular numbers. Because we really need. That's what I was thinking about when all this was popping off. I'm like, bro, Smalls and I are gonna have so much shit to talk about today. And I was so happy, so
Bro,
happy.
I'm so sick of fucking TikTok. I'm about to just delete the fucking account.
And
Shit
bro,
just depresses me.
like I was so like I was with Khalees and Autumn, and I'm like, dog, I'm trying to get home because there's just so much to talk about, and I just cannot wait to get this out because I hope this does well because there there was just so much football to talk about when for the past 2-3 weeks we've been fucking pulling shit out of our ass to fucking talk about and somehow make it a 2 hours. This was actually a fine 2 hours that wasn't just us fucking rambling, but yeah.
And it's not like even our intro wasn't that long. I think it was like 14 minutes. This is just an hour and a half of pure
Just
football.
football, and I love that.
And
I
now we're about
can't
to
wait
talk
till the
about some
season
fucking
starts again, man.
Friday Night SmackDown, bro.
There's not a bigger SmackDown hater than you, dog. And before you ask, yes, I do. Go ahead, throw
So
your
we start
fit.
off the segment with Jey Uso opening up Monday Night Raw, and before the SmackDown, it's always like, and we got Logan Paul over here doing this bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and it pans to Drew McIntyre entering after getting upset and blah blah blah, and he immediately attacks
Text.
Damian
Yeah.
Priest.
Mm-hmm.
He always got something to fucking cry about. I'm about sick and tired of Drew, and I love Drew, so that sucks.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Like Drew, I love him so much. He's so talented, but like I don't care for him and Damian Priest. And they're two. I say it every episode, so I don't want to keep on saying it. They're two guys I love. Like I love both of them
Yeah,
separately,
I love Drew
but put
McIntyre.
but put together, I just like that's what Drew McIntyre is doing for WrestleMania, bro. And again, I said it a bunch of times, so I'm
Fighting a
not gonna
fucking
harp on it too
bomb.
much, bro. So man, I'm just glad he won his
After
match. I'm just glad he won his match. So shout out to you, Drew McIntyre.
them, we get Randy, his beautiful segment. He's saying I was feeling something. The voices were
Man,
talking to me.
bro, that took me back. I was feeling something I haven't felt in over a decade. Those voices in my head started talking to me again. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait till we get that punt kick at Mania, man. I cannot wait. But I like
I'm gonna
Randy
prove
Orton.
that Pat McAfee's the second
Second,
best in the
bro, that
company.
line was man, bro. Like I don't realize how much I miss Randy Orton because they give him a fucking break. They write him off every couple of months. He's injured and they write him off. So when he comes back, bro, I just realized how good he is, bro. And shout outs to Randy Orton. And he
John
did.
Cena's been at the top of the
And I
company
was
my whole
just about
career,
to say he talked about Cena too, so I
and
can't
now
wait to
he's
see
rock's
them too.
bottom.
Bro, I cannot wait, bro. I love Randy, man. I cannot wait for him and Cena to go at it.
Brings a whole new meaning to rock
To
bottom,
bottom.
doesn't it?
Man, Randy, I
Dog,
love
he
you.
was out there spitting, bro. And then they was fucking cheering for him, and he goes, "I fucking love you guys." He wasn't the mic didn't pick it up, but you could just see how appreciative he was of everything. Oh man, I
Shout outs to
love
him,
Randy
man.
Orton, dog. After that, we get Chelsea Green bitching again because that's all she does now. She doesn't want to defend against Meechin, and she interrupts Tiffy and Nick Aldis. Tiffy wants to go against Piper. Chelsea's upset because Piper's supposed to defend her.
That match fucking stunk. Stunk
Stunk.
like
I
fucking
think Piper
dog
stinks.
shit. Piper's Piper's not bad because she had a really good match with Bailey in 2024 for the belt, bro.
Just because Bailey's fucking awesome.
That dynamic just doesn't like. I just hate what they're doing with Tiffany Stratton. I hate it so much. I hate it
And
so
then she
much.
gets attacked
By
by
Charlotte, it doesn't make sense. Tiffany Stratton, they got her looking like a fucking weak ass champion, and that's not the character we can get behind for Tiffany Stratton because that's not who she is. Tiffany Stratton's not supposed to be the feel bad type of character. We're not supposed to be sympathizing for Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton's supposed to be the biggest fucking annoyance, the me, everything's about me type of heel. She's not even supposed to be babyface, and even if she is babyface, that's the same character she's supposed to be because we're gonna root for her regardless. We're gonna root for Tiffany Stratton, whether she's the just biggest prick and thinks everything is supposed to be about her, or whether she
She's
hates
supposed to be
everyone.
playing Logan Paul right
Like
now.
literally. Like I just hate what they're doing with her, and then let her get one up on Charlotte. I understand Charlotte is the queen, one of the best women wrestlers ever, but it's like at this rate, I don't see a world where Tiffany Stratton retains at WrestleMania. Like the way they've built up this, and this feud has been awful so far. They have time, but it's been god awful. But the way they're moving right now, I don't see a world where Tiffany Stratton retains. It wouldn't make any sense with what they're doing right now.
After them, we get Nick Aldis explaining the whole history of the 5 tag teams.
That was so cool.
And that segment was so cool.
I loved it. But once they went back there, and just the way he was talking and the production quality of it, and then showing how they're connected here. Profits connect DIY to Los Garzas. Los Garzas pretty deadly to Motor City Machine Gun. The Motor City Machine Gun back to everybody was just connected,
Everybody
and it was
was
so cool. Like the tag team division on SmackDown is carrying SmackDown so hard right now. Now you got Cody Rhodes and Cena doing their thing, so that's, Cody's doing a pretty decent job over there, and Randy. But before Cody, when Cody was with KO, Randy was out. The tag team division was carrying the show so hard. So I'm glad to see they're getting their flowers and getting segments like this because they fucking deserve it.
We get DIY and
Pretty Deadly.
Holy shit, Montez.
Los Garza.
Montez.
The Street Profits.
Street Profits. Golly, we get DIY and Street Profits this week. Yeah. Pretty Deadly, Motor City Machine Guns, and Garza's. Yeah. They had their little three-way last episode, and it was a good match. It was cool. Pretty Deadly rolls them up at the end and steals the win again. Because it seems like that's how they win every match. Yeah, I like Pretty Deadly though.
I like them a lot. I like them a lot, bro. I really do. I get behind them, but this definitely is gonna lead to a 5-way ladder match at Mania.
At Mania, for sure.
And usually it's like when they do the 5-way ladder matches at Mania or 6-way, it's just a bunch of random tag teams. Just you guys don't have anything to do. We're all throwing you in this ladder match. But this
one makes sense though.
Makes sense because everybody's involved, so they're doing a great fucking job. Raw needs to take some fucking notes because they're doing such a good job with this tag team division, bro. They deserve that ladder match, and I hope Pretty Deadly wins it at Mania.
And the best part about it, I think it was this episode. Maybe it was Raw. I don't remember. But Berto and the other dude were getting yelled at.
Oh yeah.
And Andrade came out and was like, "Why do you take that from them? You're better than him."
Can't wait till they separate from Santos Escobar. I love that. And if they want to align with Andrade, sure, but just get away from Santos Escobar because he, like I said last episode, he just comes out to nothing. No boos, no cheers. It's silent. And that's the worst thing you can have as a wrestler. You want to get booed. You want to get some type of reaction, but it's just his entrance music. That's literally all you hear when he walks out.
After them, we had one of the best segments I've ever watched with no wrestling involved. Bianca and Naomi put on a masterclass of acting.
You ungrateful bitch! Man, bro, I am not even a huge Naomi guy, but Naomi and Bianca, boy, get them in fucking Hollywood. Get them in fucking Hollywood. And Bianca's done this a few times now. The Chamber, that Friday with Naomi, this Raw. Bianca. Start looking at Hollywood, man. Start looking at fucking Hollywood. Go get you a fucking acting career, cause my goodness, she can do her thing. But yeah, continue. Sorry, they did a great job.
Bianca out there talking. She said, "Naomi, I know you back there," and they just yelled at each other over and over again. Bianca was like, "Shut the fuck up! You know I'm here to talk about Jade."
She was.
She finally says, "I did it." We
want to go get those tag titles back, B. You know it's about getting the tag titles back. Naomi, you know I'm not trying to hear none of that. Did you do it? Bianca was trying to get straight to the point.
She did it. Bianca left her. As you already said, you ungrateful bitch. And then Bianca just stand there. We see the screen pop up and her ass getting out of the car.
Boy, that outfit.
That big bitch comes out and beats up on my girl. Fucking Jade Cargill's.
Jade Cargill getting finer and finer every day, man. That outfit. And then Bianca didn't even, say anything. She just was just like, go get her. Just and let Jay go whoop Naomi's ass. I was kind of upset when I realized it was gonna be Naomi. Go ahead.
As she was getting jaded, she screams Bianca. I think that was cool.
And like at Elimination Chamber, yeah, I was kind of a little bit upset. Okay, it's gonna be Naomi and Jade, but they're doing a pretty good job at getting me interested in Naomi and Jade. Obviously, I would have loved Jade and Bianca, but I'm okay to settle for Jade and Naomi with the way it's going right now. I'm excited to see what they do coming up.
Women don't ever get a Mania match without a title, so I think this is pretty cool.
For sure.
After them, we had Drew in his silly little segment to promote the Damian match. He gets attacked again. I'm so over this shit. B-Fab and Charlotte are going to have their match next week. Charlotte was saying she's the queen, blah, blah, blah.
And B-Fab is pretty underrated in the ring, and she's really good on the mic, but I don't give a fuck about that.
I don't give a fuck about that. Braun and Solo, phenomenal. Braun had the win. Tama Tonga comes in, whoops his ass. And then they had their little face-off with Jacob Fatu.
Man.
They had their little brawl. Braun Strowman whoop his ass, and Fatu just stand up again like nothing happened.
And yeah, throws him through the table
phenomenal.
And still gets up, bro. Them two just can go at it all day, and I'll watch it. So they're probably going to have another match here coming up soon, right? And I cannot wait.
I think Mania matches definitely Fatu and Solo
Solo,
though.
for sure, for sure.
And then we get Chelsea Green standing back there. And my girl walk up and say, Chelsea, whether it's you or whether it's someone else, I'm coming for that belt. And Zelina, holy shit, it's finally time. She's finally on her
Mania.
own, getting to do something again
Out of
for
the
the first
LWO,
time.
like it was the LWO holding her back, bro. Like and she's so good on the mic too, and
She's
underrated in
so
the ring.
good.
And I'm so glad they sent her to SmackDown, got her away from the fucking LWO, because she's so much more than just a fucking. Because it's not even like she was really doing. She was just a lackey, just just coming out and just dancing with them in their entrance and celebrating and shit like that, not really doing anything. So I'm glad she went to SmackDown, is actually doing something. They're giving her little backstage little vignettes and shit like that. So I hope she ends up winning it at Mania. I hope it's Zelina Vega that beats Chelsea for that title.
After them, we have Chelsea walking out dressed up as Cactus Jack.
Chelsea Green's outfits are amazing. Are amazing. Like so good. So good, bro.
I saw Matt Cardona asking for it to be made into an action figure because he's
bro.
got a billion of them.
Shouts to her.
And Mishin was just whooping her ass for a while, and the match was okay.
Yeah, I'm glad this seems like this is it for them two, because it feels like it's been them two going against each other every single week. Literally every single week. There's no one else for Chelsea Green to face but fucking Michin. And I love Michin so much. I really do. I love her a lot. Like I remember going to NXT and Michin was up there and her little thing is like putting up the M. And I was in there like this the whole time when she was coming out, just going crazy celebrating with her. So I love Michin a lot. But I'm just tired of her and Chelsea Green going at it every other week. Again, this was a good match, but I'm over it.
And Chelsea had like dragged out Piper's fucking dead corpse, and then we get Alba Fire coming out and surprising them and helping her win.
Cool for her.
I guess she had to do something because this Ladon got cut, which made me really sad.
Man, Ladon getting cut, bro. That shit hurt me, man. That shit hurt me. But Alba Fire is really good in the ring, so I'm sure she'll be just fine.
Then we get my boy Cody, had his phenomenal segment.
So
he's saying,
good.
John, you thought the person after you had to be just like you and blah blah blah, and he said a lot of nothing, but it was a lot of something at the same time. And he was saying that
this promo
that it was great. This one was great. Monday Night Raw was not so great.
He said nothing on Monday Night Raw. He said nothing.
He said that he just repeated himself.
SmackDown's, I don't know why he was there. SmackDown's was really good. He's saying if you want, he ended it with if you want some, come get some. Cena's line, bro. It was a really good promo from Cody on Saturday. Got me definitely fired up to see what this feud is all about.
He was saying that John told him that the belt was going to get heavier the longer you had it, and he lifted it up and he said the belt feels real light to me. And I thought that was a cool little line. I love Cody, dog. He might dead ass be my favorite in the company.
And I really do. And it's like, he's your favorite. Well, that's like everybody's favorite. He's the guy. But it's like, bro, just knowing who Cody is, what he came from, what he's pit against. Like, it's like, even if you're not a Cody fan, you can't help but root for him because of the situations he always finds himself in. It's like, how are you not going to root for the guy that's going against the entirety of the bloodline? Now he's going against the entirety of the bloodline plus The Rock. Now he's going against a heel John Cena and The Rock. It's like, how can you not root for the guy? I really do love Cody so much. He's not, like, I don't say he's one of my favorites, but, like, he might be. It's like, I just don't think of it like that because I've never say LeBron is my favorite player, but it's like, I love him so much. It's like, I think that's kind of what Cody's in, like, kind of one-to-one in that scenario. I just love Cody a lot, bro. He's so good.
We then get the locker room segment of Mello and Miz, talking. And Mello's like, Rock had all, or not Rock, Randy had all that time off just playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And Randy said Fortnite's a kid's game. Yeah. I was playing Elden Ring. So they're going to have their little match. That was a funny segment. They didn't really do anything, but cool at the same time. Then we get Jimmy and Drew again for no reason. And it is they said, and Drew is gonna start with this man here. So is he gonna be the bloodline killer again? Are we finally getting back to that?
It doesn't seem like it because based on what we had on Raw, we'll get to that, but it just really doesn't seem like it. I hate what they're doing with Drew. I'm glad he actually won. Didn't get just rolled up. So I'm glad he actually won the match. But like, it's just such a downgrade
from what Drew out of Jimmy too.
Yeah, it's just such a downgrade for what Drew was, and then what happens after the match. But yeah.
And then he got attacked by Damian after the match.
Yeah, he's gonna go. He acts like he's gonna go back in and attack Jimmy. Then Damian comes out and attacks him, and Damian just whips his ass. So it's pencil it in. That's the Mania match. But yeah, it is what it is.
We end with Shinsuke in LA Knight, and
Hmm.
Shinsuke during his entrance looked so fucking cool.
His entrance is amazing. I love it. It always has been, but this new gimmick that they gave him, I love it. I love it. But they did a terrible job with him as U.S. champion, bro. He would just
Terrible, so bad.
appear in the back of like, why the fuck is he behind Cody? Like Cody speaking, doing a backstage promo, and he's behind Cody. Like, boy, we know you're not going after Cody. It's like, what was your plan? You guys gave him the belt when he came back with this new gimmick and had no plan for him. Like, it could have been such a great run for him, but it was terrible, terrible.
Horrible,
And
horrible.
like I didn't want LA Knight to get the title back, but it's like I'd rather him have it back than what Shinsuke was doing. So I
At least he'll
guess
be wrestling.
exactly. So hey, yeah, LA Knight wins the U.S. title back to end off SmackDown. I was happy about that because like I'd been saying, Shinsuke they just have it's not his fault. They gave him a good gimmick. He did a good job with it, but they just didn't use him except for putting him backstage, just standing behind people looking creepy. So shout outs to you, LA Knight.
And SmackDown pisses me off because they go to the split screen so much to like do their advertises,
Yeah.
and it's like, dog, come on.
And I'll speak on Joe Tessitore. I love Joe Tessitore's voice a lot, but again, he just doesn't know.
He's boring.
He's too mellow. That's what he's too mellow for too long, and then he tries to get hype at the last second. But it's like you just had me dragged through the rest of this. It's like I'm not gonna be as hype as like if you listen to him and Michael Cole. It's so much different. It's like Wade Barrett. You would think Wade Barrett is the lead guy on the call because Wade Barrett has to come in and inject so much energy all the time because
Why did they get rid of Corey Graves?
it feels like Joe Tessitore is just reading off of a script. Like he just has no like he's reading for like WWE fucking 2K. Like he's reading for the game how they be in there. Like he has no like oomph to his voice, like literally nothing. And I know what he can do because when the moment happens, he's so good in the moment. Like when Jey Uso won the IC title, when he used to do football, he was so good in the moment. I think that's what the problem is because football, you're not going to be hype every play, but once that play happens, it's like, okay, that works for football. But it doesn't work that way for wrestling. I think he's just trying to do what he did in football in sports and bring that to WWE. I just don't think you can do that. And it just doesn't work. And I want to love him, I do, because I think his voice, when he's actually into it, is amazing, but he just doesn't do a good job at it. Wade Barrett feels like he has to carry him a lot. And I love Corey Graves, so I don't know why I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. But to end this match, you know, it was getting towards the end. LA Knight in the corner. Shinsuke tries to hit him with a mist. LA Knight ducks. It hits Charles Robinson, who's had a really, really bad week.
Yeah. Ran out there just to get his ass whooped by fucking Kevin Owens. Like
LA Knight pins him, but, you know, no one's there to count it. So Shinsuke whoops his ass for a little bit. Ref comes back out, and then LA Knight gets the win. So shouts out to him. The real company, the one we care about, Monday Night Raw, not that fucking bogus ass bullshit. As I said earlier, we open once again with Jey Uso, just to hype the crowd up to start it out early. His match against Grayson Waller is one that I don't really give a single fuck about because you know he's not going to lose.
And we knew at the end is Gunther was going to come out and attack him. We knew it was going to happen. It was going to be the same.
Jey wins off of a spear. He was never going to lose. Austin Theory attacks him afterwards. He whoops Austin Theory's ass, and Gunther chokes him out from behind. And we knew that was going to happen. And then he once again gets a backstage segment with the fucking goofballs of the world. I don't know why he's buddy with Akira and Otis all of a sudden.
Like, bro, they got Jey, and I was a big. Let me not, like I was so fine with Jey winning the Rumble, but the people that were upset with this are looking more and more right every single day. It's like, bro, they're doing an awful job at building this story. And to me, there's no way this main event, because night 2 is Cena and Cody. No one's fucking challenging that for night 2 main event. Night 1, Jey and Gunther aren't even making a fucking case for that. They
had it when it first started. It was phenomenal.
Right. And Gunther coming out from the crowd, but now night 1 main event is Bianca, Io, and Rhea, or it's Seth Punk and Roman. It's one of the two.
Easily Seth
Punk and Roman. Jey and Gunther took themselves out of the conversation. They're not even in that conversation anymore. Like, I hate what they're doing.
Open night 1.
Like, I hate what they're doing so much. It's awful, bro. And I literally said when Gunther was doing this with Alpha Academy, I knew they were just gonna spin it, do the same thing, flip Alpha Academy for A-Town Down Under, flip Gunther for Jey. Now it's just gonna be the roles reverse, and I hate this so much, bro. I hate it.
I don't. After them, we get my boy, Ayo, I feel like they add something to his entrance every
I,
week
I
now.
I don't if that AO doesn't hit, I would never know his entrance music. I wouldn't. I literally wouldn't.
Heyo, good morning, little gang. What's poppin'?
Was never was a low gangster. Didn't say I didn't like him. I just wasn't a low gangster.
He comes out there, he's getting booed, and he sees Andrew Scholes over there, and he was on Andrew Scholes' podcast, and he was wanting him to say that he was there to
Yep.
see Logan, and he was like, Logan, nobody's here to see you, and Andrew Scholes isn't a very good person, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like him being in the segment. I don't fuck with dude,
Mm-hmm.
but then he attacks him, and AJ Styles comes out to save him, and
Yeah, I
he
was
wants
seeing
the
people on
match.
Twitter saying, "No, let AJ you should have waited. Let Logan keep beating his ass because everybody just hates Schultz. They hate him so much."
The shit he said was horrible, dog.
Mm.
But AJ comes out and he's like, "Let's have the match right now," and Logan just walks away like a little punk ass bitch.
So
So
this is gonna be a Mania match, but it doesn't
yeah,
really move me too much. It'll be cool. It'll be a good match, but it doesn't really move me too much. But again, they just started this, so they have plenty of time to build this up
it'll be about a 9 minute match. That's one of those fillers.
for sure.
Shit, it might be before the match. No, Logan's too big for it to be the pre-show.
No, it definitely won't be pre-show, but it'll have a couple of nice spots. But I don't think that in a grand scheme of things, it'll be a match I care about too much.
Then we get the fucking match I skip every time because it's been 49 of their last 49 appearances. The New Day comes out to fight LWO again.
I hate it, bro. I hate it so much, bro.
I didn't watch a second of it. I refuse to watch them against each other.
I was skipping forward, and then I saw what happened in the end, so I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go back and watch, bro." So I just watched that end portion
Chad
of what
Gable
happened at the end.
attacks.
Yeah, but I really despise what they're doing with the New Day right now. For that heel turn to be so damn good, the crowd booing, getting that natural heat when they didn't even attack Big E and got all that heat. They got all that heat when they didn't even touch Big E. That's how over they were with the crowd. They're fumbling the New Day, man, so hard, and
They
I
ruined it.
hate it. There's no way the New Day gets that heat that they had to begin with. Sure, they can go on to be tag champs as heels or whatever, but they're not going to be as hot and hated as they were once they turned. So
I don't
they're just
even
not
know
going to
what
get that back.
direction they go, dog.
I don't know. I don't know. You have to at this point bring Big E back to try to get another moment with them and Big E or something like that. Bring them back, have a promo with them so the crowd hates on them again. Try to maybe, but if this is what it is, we're just feuding with the LWO and Rey Mysterio until Mania. The New Day isn't gonna be doing jack shit.
Later on in the episode, Kathy Kelly was pressing Chad Gable. She was like, "Welcome back. We know that was you out there attacking him." And then the guy behind him walked out with the mask on and the hoodie and shit.
And people are
It
thinking
was an alright little
people are
segment.
thinking it's Penta's brother Ray Phoenix. So it could have been him, his tag partner in AEW. He got released, so it could be him because Chad was saying it wasn't him. It wasn't him. MSG security just has to do a better job. They're just letting random fans in. So we'll see who it is if it actually was Chad or not. So
I don't really care either way.
yeah, because Chad
After
is
that,
another guy they
we
fumbled.
we go back to Judgment Day. You win when you listen to Finn. Dom got Finn a match against Braun Breaker. Liv was like, "What?
Why? Is that not the Mania match? Is that what? So because I wanted it to be Braun Breaker versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Then they had AJ Styles go to Logan Paul. Now they're having Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor for the IC title on Monday Night Raw. It feels like there's so many feuds that they're like, you know what, we're just gonna have it on Raw. We're just gonna have it on Raw, and then we're just gonna build it up to them. Like CM Punk and Seth Rollins, they had it on Raw that first time, and I was shocked when they had it on. But it was an amazing match. But they had it on Raw, and I was shocked when they had it on Raw, the Netflix debut. It's like there's so many feuds that they're just title matches or anything like that they're just doing on Raw. I mean, I get it. Any given Monday, you want to bring that term back, coin that term again, but it's just like, so I just don't know, because if Finn loses to Braun Breaker, boy, I don't want to see that fucking. I don't want to see that fucking match at Mania. If he loses to Braun Breaker on a Monday Night Raw, why the fuck would I want to see it again at WrestleMania? So I don't know.
Cody came out, said a bunch of nothing, as I already said.
No, yeah, Cody
And they
did not need to be there. He said nothing.
they showed my girl Amanda Serrano in the fans, and I fucking love her.
Mhm.
And I can't wait until she beats Katie Taylor. Shout out Amanda Serrano. Then we get Raquel versus Bailey.
And they showed what's his face again, and he got another crazy pop. Macaulay
Macaulay
Culkin,
Culkin.
bro, guys, they people love him, bro. Like they pop for him again because they went ballistic on Raw, the debut
first
on
time.
Netflix. Yeah, and they popped for him again this time. So shout out to him.
Bro, have you seen Brenda Song talk about the Rams?
Bro, she knows ball. She knows ball, bro. Like she's a diehard Laker, like LA through and through. Like she knows ball. I've been seeing TikToks about her, like her and like her or not co-host, but like cast members on a show or whatever she's doing, and they gotta name a bunch of players, and she's going deep in her bag. It's not like LeBron Curry, and she's naming fucking 12th man. Just bro, I'm damn, bro. She knows her shit. Shout outs to her. It's like
She
going
was
from
like, yeah,
what?
we don't
Yeah, go ahead.
have a linebacker to step up and attack the run. Our defensive
Bro!
tackles aren't getting in there. And they're like, what's one of your biggest regrets in your career? And she was like, not becoming a fucking middle linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams.
And it's like going from seeing her from Sweet Life London Tipton being just the airhead, not knowing anything, the idiot, and seeing all this shit she knows, bro. It's like it's just jarring, bro, because she actually knows her shit.
Her and Macaulay together are
such
awesome.
an amazing duo, like because you just love the both of them, bro. It's just like just an amazing couple. Shout outs to them, man.
Back to Raquel and Bailey. Boring ass match. Liv steps in.
No way should fucking Raquel be beating Bailey. Bailey's too fucking good. Bailey gets treated like some fucking dog shit sometimes, bro. She is too fucking
She's
good,
so
to get treated the way she does sometimes. And I get it, her title reign was a bit boring, but at times it feels like Bailey is just an afterthought. Like, but hey, Raquel beats her. I mean, I guess because I guess that's all I gotta say. I guess.
After them, we get Io being interviewed by Michael Cole.
For 2 seconds.
Bianca comes out looking fine as hell in that little baby blue dress. Oh, I'd get my ass whooped by Montez to just look at her.
Absolutely.
And then Rhea interrupts Bianca and was calling her jealous and shit. And Bianca fights back. It was just to set up the triple threat.
Yeah,
Rhea and Bianca are faced off. Io tries to step in, and Rhea just bitches her,
push her face away,
pushes her down.
Yeah, and then she comes back, and then Bianca pushes her face away. Nah, fuck that. And then Io gets up and slaps the fuck out of both of them. And Michael Cole was saying it like she's like, I'm the champion. Y'all gotta respect me. Y'all are beefing with each other, but I'm the one that y'all should be worried about. I'm champion. So like you said, they're just building for this triple threat.
We end with Rollins and Punk in the steel cage, and dog was it phenomenal. Seth dominated early on, but they both had Seth dominated, and it was like I could leave right now,
but I'm gonna come back and whoop your ass.
But I'm gonna come back and whoop your fucking ass. And then Punk gets the upper hand, and he's whooping Seth's ass, and he does the same thing. I could leave right now, but I'm gonna come back and whoop your fucking ass.
Don't leave, get your ass. And he comes right back in there and just starts, bro. It was them two together, like Seth Rollins. Bro, when he retires, like that man can go with anybody. With anybody.
I think he's the best in the company.
Like he has chemistry with everybody. Him and Roman, him and Punk, and I love him and Cody. And bro, like Seth Rollins is so fucking good, and he had that hiatus after Mania when he did all that shit for Cody and could barely fucking walk. When he came back and had that match with Damian Priest, that Money in the Bank, bro, I was so fucking happy, bro. I love Seth Rollins so much. He can go with anybody, legitimately anybody. You could fucking step into the ring with him and you'd have a fucking great match with him. He is so damn good. Shout outs to Seth, bro.
What do you mean? What do you mean me? I could have a great match with anybody.
For sure. Sorry, I apologize. He can step into the ring with me and have a great match. Sorry. That's what I should have said.
But the thing, not only does he have great matches, but he at the end of them, like he will be putting you over. Even if you lose, you're gonna be bigger in the company because you got the feud with Seth Rollins. Absolutely. But he's sitting there. No, CM Punk fucking climbed to the very top of the cage, and they were like, "Oh, Punk's gonna win it the hard way." And he did he actually dive? He did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he turns in, and they're like, "Wait a minute."
It's like, bro, and I seen a tweet. It's like, CM Punk, dog, you're 50. You don't gotta be doing this anymore. But The love of the fucking game, bro. Shout out to CM Punk, man.
He's so fucking good. But Seth is sitting by the door,
Yeah,
just
door
waiting
open
to
on the
get.
ropes. Yeah.
Roman comes out,
We
pulls
knew
his
it was
ass.
coming, bro. And it's like because it's not like his music played. Like they showed behind the scenes, he jumped through the barricade, so you just heard the crowd start to roar, and you already knew Roman was coming, and he grabs him, just fucking chokes him, and pulls him out the ring, man. Beautiful.
He whoops Seth's fucking ass too. He ends him off with the spear. Seth just laying there, fucking dead. And then he's getting ready to walk out. Takes one last look in the ring, and sees Paul Heyman consoling CM Punk.
Gave Seth a curb stomp too.
He did give Seth a curb stomp. He so good. I'm not a Roman guy at all, but it's just better when he's around.
Bro, the aura, like, and I know it's the aura has become like a word that it's like a troll word to use, but like legitimately, when he walks out, it's like, put your fucking ones up. It's like, dog, bro. Like the company is. This is why I wish he was around more, because his presence, it's felt when he is there. It's must see TV when he's there. Whether he's cutting a promo in a match, you just doing shit like this, you just have to watch when he's there, bro. So Roman, please, man, we need you around more. But go ahead, continue.
He sees Paul Heyman consoling CM Punk in the ring, and he looks and he's like, "What the fuck? That's my wise man." And he walks in real slow, and he looks again, and then he slams Punk against the wall, bounces him off against the other wall, and then spears the fuck out of him. He just walks out like nothing ever happened.
But he threw his little bro. We're getting that triple. We're getting that triple threat. I presume that Seth Rollins is gonna be the one to turn heel, because I don't think you have 3 baby faces in a triple threat. I don't think that works, to be honest. I mean, fuck it, they can do it, but I don't think you have 3 baby faces in Rhea, Io, and Bianca, and then another 3 with Roman, Seth, and Punk. I think one of those 6 has to turn. So I think Rhea and Seth probably do. I would love for both of them to stay babyface because I love them as baby faces, but Seth Rollins can do
I don't
whatever
think
he
you
wants
need to be forced to turn people though. Like
For
Rhea
sure.
is
And
perfect right now.
I don't want Rhea to turn heel. I just think Rhea needs a character
Because she
shift.
is a heel, but
Exactly. Rhea just can't just come onto the mic and say mommy's always on top. She just needs to be something different. And I don't know. She had a promo that she cut on. It was backstage and they put it on Twitter where she was like, I realized that I'm just alone. I don't have friends in this business. And boy, she fucking cooked. But we get that Rhea on Twitter. But then she comes on fucking TV and it's mommy's always on top and I'm gonna whip everybody's ass. It's the same old Rhea. So it's like we don't need her to go heel. We just need her to realize that she has no friends, realize that she's all on her own, that she can't trust anybody. It could just be a character shift without turning heel. So if that's what they want to do, I'm fine with that. But I just don't see them doing that.
And the same with the men. You don't need any of them to go heel because CM Punk is already a heel, and same with Roman.
Oh, okay.
I think Seth is the only true babyface of the company, right? Or of the triple threat right now.
I love Seth so much, and I don't want to see him go heel. But Seth can literally do whatever. He can be face, be heel, and be great at both.
It's got to be about time for Becky to come back.
I think Becky comes back after Mania. I think it's too close now to WrestleMania to bring her back and have her do something. I wanted her and Lyra to go at it for that time. I do too. I love Becky Lynch, and she gets a lot of hate for being Becky Hogan and never putting people over, but I love Becky Lynch so much. So, but I think I think her and Bronson Reed come back Raw after Mania. Her, Bronson Reed, probably Ilya Dragunov come back Raw after Mania. So yeah. I really do miss her, but it's just too close to Mania. If they were gonna do it, I think you just have to do it probably like maybe at Elimination Chamber, prior to Elimination Chamber, some shit like that. But it's too close to Mania to actually do something legitimate for her.
I think I ordered her book, but I don't know if I ever got her book because I don't see it on my shelf.
Speaking of her book, like when she read like a little page of her book for her WrestleMania 40 entrance, and it was so good. She like walked through the book. It was so fucking good. I loved her entrance because she used her book as part of it, and it was so good. Shout outs to Becky, man. I love her a lot.
She doesn't hold a candle to Bianca or Naomi, but she's probably my 3rd favorite. And then it's probably her at 3, and then like Zelina and Dakota at 4 and 5.
Okay. In terms of just your favorites, not like who you think is the best, just favorites. Okay, I don't hate that at all. Yeah, shout outs to Becky. I miss her, but again, her and Bronson Reed, I think, are after Mania. But yeah,
Man, nobody give a fuck about Bronson Reed.
I do give a fuck. Bronson Reed was fucking killing shit before he got hurt at War Games. He was working
His
his
ass
ass
can
off.
go fight John Moxley.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging with us and watching this episode. If you made it this far, 2 hours and 20 minutes in, we appreciate you guys watching. Pretty long episode, and you know, I'm glad that we had this long of an episode. We actually had some shit to talk about today. So we appreciate you guys watching. Head over to the TikTok and show some love over there. Show some love on the YouTube Shorts, also on the Twitter. All of those are in the description. Drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.
Love y'all.